Pat, slap my ass! It's time for conversation with the big guy, pal!
Wake up! It's feeding time!
Welcome to Conversation with the Big Guy. I am the big guy, Ryback, and I'm sitting here with the one, Pat Buck. What's going on?
Happy to be here. It is our 1 year anniversary, our 52nd episode.
A little celebratory bell there.
The bells of joy are out. I'm pretty happy. I'm celebrating 2 anniversaries this weekend. One, my actual wedding anniversary, and 2 is this show surviving 1 year, thanks to all you great listeners.
It's what a weekend you have planned, I bet, huh? Man, this is not only your marriage, but 1 year of sitting here listening to me. That's Jesus. Is the gun loaded by your desk right now?
They say the first year of marriage or the first year of anything is always the most difficult year, but we've survived. We're still here, man. Congratulations.
Did I ever tell you that I actually invented marriage?
Did you?
That's one of the rumors going around, yeah.
I think I saw that online next to a few other things.
I invented the light bulb, a lot of other things in other lives. That's like the cool thing now. Ryback invented is, I think, the cool thing.
I saw one Ryback.
Or the not cool thing.
Ryback has a protein fart, claims he invented the universe with the Big Bang. I thought that was...
Yeah, that's cool.
Made me laugh.
I'm God. Congratulations. You're doing a podcast with God, Pat.
All right. It's going to be a long year, but thank you, everybody. We're all in this together. Got a lot to look forward to, and a lot happened this week, I think. But how was your week?
Oh, my week was pretty boring. I feel like I don't really know. There was no wrestling shows this weekend, and we had the week off because the show was canceled actually. Mm-hmm. So just training and getting stronger by the day. And I was telling actually this is the best I have felt in a very long time. I was talking to our good buddy JD with an Iron Attitude. He was asking me, and he goes, "How are you feeling now?" And since I got back from Australia and all that inflammation from the long flights and wrestling those first 2 matches, I was like, "This is the best I've actually felt." Every day I wake up better and better, and my back, I could wake up and sit up out of bed again, and like I don't have that morning stiffness like I was getting.
Okay.
And my shoulder is started rapidly improving now. It's right behind me. The back has been so quick that I told JD, I go, I'm making an appointment to see the doctor in the next couple of weeks, and no joke, when I see the guy, I'm going to give him a big hug because I'm very thankful for everything. To be 35, and I had the injuries were pretty serious, so it was just from wear and tear, and to be able to regenerate everything and to get a second chance at having a fresh disc in my back, 4 of them, mm-hmm. and having all the cartilage and tissue and the muscles repaired in my shoulder. It's pretty cool. And what was that?
You know, I have the dirt sheets open, and apparently
Dave Meltzer joining the podcast tonight?
One of the advertisements. I fucking hate that. I've had it open for like an hour. And, Meltzer decided to jump in on the old podcast. So
Meltzer and Wade Keller just coming on in, giving us fucking 2 stars for this goddamn podcast.
2, if we're lucky.
They know everything about everything, so I don't hate those guys at all. They just never have had any wrestling matches, which is just stating the obvious, but damn it, they know a good match when they see one.
I would love to see that. One thing I really just take...
What, Dave Meltzer versus Wade Keller in a fucking match?
Well, not even so much. Would they be willing to do one training session? I mean, I know they're probably older guys now and stuff, but something really basic. Just like we can see them just do some basic, wrestling stuff at the Creator Pro School, couple, rolls and hit the ropes for 2 minutes. That's all I want to see. Just hit the ropes for 2 minutes.
I would like anybody critiquing matches and doing reports online, I think they should have to complete a 4-hour training session.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just, you complete the session, go ahead. Post whatever the fuck you want to post. Until then, just I don't want to ever hear or see you.
A new program starting at the Creative Pro Wrestling Schools. 4-hour session.
You get a trophy, a badge, and a little pass that gives you your credentials to post online and you critique the fuck out of whatever you want to critique, guys.
And then anybody questions you, just go, I survived a 4-hour class. And
yeah, I'm a worker, brother. And then sweet them, and then go ahead and post your fucking stars for the match.
But it's a slow week for you. Pretty jam-packed week for me. I had a show last week, an NYPD fundraiser for
really?
The Boys in Blue, which was, I was actually voxing you at the show going, I just got to talk about this sort of deal just because I think people are interested in independent wrestling stories or these crazy, like, how do I get an NYPD wrestling fundraiser? I don't know if I told you about that.
I don't think you explained fully, so I wouldn't mind listening to it.
One of my guys is an NYPD officer, Chris Payne, who's been doing a lot of independent stuff. He was one of the guys on Raw this week in that schmaz that we'll talk about later. I believe he's at NXT this week for a match or a tryout or something. And
oh wow, congratulations!
Yeah, he works hard. So his precinct, we always do fundraisers or things like that, and they came up with the idea, so we had a fundraiser, but it worked out okay. The thing that was kind of funny was they didn't give a lot of control to us, so they wanted the show to go a certain way, which we're like, okay, that's fine. But instead of opening up the show...
What, like real fights?
No, more so like they were just trying to... I think draw a crowd in whatever way they can. So they had a lot of extra stuff that you don't normally see. I felt like when the show was starting, we had a lot of weird situations, which here's what I'll say. So we had the show, but then starting off, I noticed there was, the crowd was filling in. It had about 200 people, maybe 250. And I noticed a lot of little kids or dare I say like young boys wearing football jerseys. So I'm like, oh, They probably sold a lot of tickets to their local like Pee-wee football team.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's cute. That's cool. And then I heard that they're going to do a little bit of a...
This is cute.
They're adorable little kids.
All right,
matching uniforms. Their hair was all parted. And I heard they were going to do a little presentation. So I was like, oh, what are they going to do? Like a football chant or something? But I'm okay with it. I'm like, yeah, do whatever the fuck you want. And then I heard... So this is what went down. So the show starts, and our ring announcer, Dave Destruction, opens up the show, and he goes, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special presentation for you. It's the Starstruck Boys. So the
what?
They're called the Starstruck Boys.
Okay.
So these little kids come out, and they don't go in the ring, which I don't know why they didn't. Apparently it wasn't big enough for them, which would have made sense because everybody could see them. They go in the crowd, like next to the entranceway. And this rap music starts playing, and they start fucking dancing. And they're like a professional, dance group. I'm like, oh, they're not football players. They're in costume. But they're guys. So I'm like,
yeah,
you don't expect that. You don't expect, like, little men to just start busting out dance moves. I'm like, all right, this is kind of cool. And what do you think happens? Halfway through, the fucking DJ music cuts out. Just stops playing. It doesn't work. The song didn't work. So,
oh, no.
So these little kids are dancing, and then the music shuts off, and they're kind of like, oh, no, what do we do? But they're pros, and they just keep doing it without the music. So they're doing all their...
All right.
They get through it, right? And I could tell, and I'm standing by the DJ booth, and the mom or whatever, the runner of the group, was like, what's happening? And the DJ's like, look, the song isn't playing on my thing, et cetera, et cetera.
What was the rap song being... I'm in that field, so to speak. I was just... curious what the rap
it was a mix of many songs, but I recognized like one of those songs like all I do is win no matter, like that real popular song. I don't know.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Kids love it these days. God, we're old men. But
I'll tell you about that in a second.
So they get through the song, right? And then after that I'm like, okay, that was a nice way to open the show, even though it fucked up. And we go back to the ring. Next thing that happens, Dave is on the microphone. He goes, ladies and gentlemen, there's a car parked illegally, which I thought wouldn't matter because we're all with cops. So instead of starting the show, it's like
Yeah, wait, or because the cops point that out to you guys.
they kind of pointed it out to us and told
Oh, wow.
our ring announcer, and he's like, with license plate DY, please move your car. So then I figure, okay, we're gonna fucking start the show now. Let's get into some wrestling. Nope. Next out is the NYPD Piper Band, and fucking
They had a whole thing planned that you didn't even know about.
like I kind of knew about it, but I thought it'd be one. I just wasn't paying attention. So here come the Pipers, and I love Pipers, but we just saw a dance number fail. Now we have a car that the crowd's sitting there. They're in the hot August sun, ready for some.
Oh, it's outside, too.
Outside in a field that's real fucking sweaty, and Pipers do their thing. I go, okay, we're gonna start the show. Nope, national anthem time, and there's a local singer that's gonna sing the national anthem. So I'm like, okay, we just did Pipers, and the girl sings, and it's very well done. Everyone claps. I go, there's nothing else that could happen. We're gonna start the show. Nope. Here comes one of the moms from that starstruck boy bands, and they want to do the song again because the music is fixed. So, so they give it to the DJ.
Leave it to a mom to come out to do that.
And the fucking music starts, and these kids do their dance number again. It was really good, but we're like, oh, we just saw it. and then we started the show.
They could have started it like halfway through, couldn't they?
Could have. You didn't want to throw. They were into this. I've never seen like little kids. I'm like. Oh.
No, they're probably extremely talented.
I was just
right?
shocked. I was like, dude, I can't imagine going to like dance practice being a young boy. But things have changed, and then we started the whole wrestling show and had a great time and a great show. But I thought I'd mention the ridiculousness of some of the independent wrestling stuff that goes on. That even to this day, I'm like. Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't we have 5 musical acts before a show? But overall, great event. They were happy. I think they'll do it again next year, and all worked out well.
It's like a WWE Tribute to the Troop show where they do all the musical acts and all that, or the comedy gig they had with Howie Mandel before. And I don't know if you remember that. That was really weird.
I don't remember that at all. What happened there?
I don't remember it either because I didn't watch any of it. But I think he did a little comedy act on like the stage.
Yeah.
Can I just, before I start, I want to tell you one service I don't appreciate, and that is the bathroom attendant. I don't need you. I haven't needed you since I was a baby. How do you feel about Trump? How do you feel about Trump? I can't tell what that is. But can you imagine? He's got a good shot at this. And now if he ends up in the White House, that's going to bring a whole new meaning to this phrase, orange is the new black.
And you just can't, I don't know what it is, outside of like bringing in a band to play a wrestler's entrance music or to play them to the ring, that works. I feel like that comes off cool.
Even sometimes that could be shitty, but that could be cool. That is cool.
That it's been done where it's worked
Yes.
before at least. Whereas I feel like the musical acts, I just for whatever reason, I don't know. I don't think it never seems to translate like it would in any other environment.
But
so
I thought you were a big Flo Rida fan. I thought you were a big.
the Flo Rida, Wale, it's guys like that. I mean, but it just I appreciate them. I just don't think the people sitting in the crowd do quite as much. Damn it, we want to watch fake fighting. We don't want to see these guys rap.
This week, I think
You got any big plans for the weekend for your big 1 year?
I should. I think that I don't. I'm a really bad husband. No. We'll do some stuff. But the thing is, she has an event on Sunday. Sunday's SummerSlam. I'm not going to that. I may go stop by old Bruce's show during the afternoon because he's performing out here with our buddy Conrad, and I might drop down there. I did Sam Roberts last night, which was really fun to be at, and.
You said Bruce was looking for somebody on the show. Well, how about you? Can't you do the show?
No, I have
the live show. There's nothing to talk about.
No, there'll be crickets. I mean, who is this guy? I'm still I've never heard of you before, but you're okay.
Just name drop me numerous times and get booed as much as possible. Just try to be the biggest heel possible to that New York crowd.
No, but I don't really have much plan. We'll go out to dinner. We'll do something. Maybe we'll go away. She's getting ready to go back to school, and I have another wrestling related thing I may have to do Saturday night last minute that I don't want to say on here, but it's kind of important. It's wrestling's running my life and marriage. So there you go.
I feel like I should have maybe flown you guys back out here again. We could have double jointed put everything together for the 1 year podcast and the 1 year marriage anniversary and had a big dinner.
Could have put on party hats for the little guy and
Sophie, which he's getting bigger by the week. Watching my little guy grow up right in front of my very eyes is pretty unreal. But I can leave him out a little bit more now. He's in the cage right now but he knows to go outside to go to the bathroom pretty much, and he's picking up things really quickly. So
is he on a
it doesn't help though.
Specific diet or weight training regimen for the little guy or no?
Just puppy food and lots of treats. He loves to eat, so he's a growing little guy, and so I make sure to constantly keep him well hydrated, a little vitamin here and there, and lots of playing. Him and Sophie, when he's out of the cage, they're constantly going at it, which I put some of that on Snapchat sometimes. So, but I was going to tell you too this week. I was at the gym. And I actually did 110 burpees the other day after my workout, which was good. Like, I'm trying to get my numbers back up because before I had the stem cells done, I had maxed out 200 was my number that I would get to occasionally when I would really do hard on a burpee day. Not a lot, but just when I had a wild hair up my ass, so I'm going to do 200.
200 is a lot of fucking burpees. I mean,
yeah,
that's
and you know what? It's full. I get really pissed off at this. I do the full squat, in chest to the ground and jump up. I see so many people, they don't do the squat portion of the burpee. And I don't think they understand that that's the most critical part of it, of blowing your body up, is that squat.
See, I thought it would have been the
your
push-up
legs,
part.
that's what
I think. I see people cheat on the push-up.
No. That's the easiest part of it all to me. And that's just me. I think, but the squat part is what will blow your legs up, because when your legs start getting heavy is when but breathing is so key on that, because I find even for me when I do it, I tend to hold my breath at the bottom portion of it, which is where it will zap you. So now I concentrate on, I breathe all the way down as I'm touching my chest to the ground. Then I fucking blow all the air out, where it's just one constant big breath in and big breath out, where I'm not because if you start holding your breath for little portions of it, that's when you really start getting zapped, because holding your breath will fucking get you every time. On anything?
Are you a nose breather or a mouth breather? Is there a difference? Does that matter?
So now that I got my nose fixed, I try to use my nose as much as possible. But even then, I've used my mouth, though, for the last 11 years since I broke my nose that first year in wrestling. I got that fixed last year, but I always had to breathe through my mouth because I couldn't breathe through my nose. So I became very efficient at that. It's not as efficient as breathing through your nose. But for me, it's still, so when I get really, I breathe in through my nose and out through my mouth. But I find to this day, when I start getting zapped a little bit, when I feel it, I'll go a big one through my mouth. Okay. And I recover. That's my safety for whatever reason. So, but that's just from what I dealt with the last 11 years with that whole, or 10 years, whatever it was with the nose. But 2 kids came up to me after my burpees, and 2 high school kids, and very nice guys. And they go, "Are you Ryback?" "Yeah, hey buddy, how you doing?" And the one kid goes, "Man," he goes, "this is surreal." He goes, "I used to watch you when I was a kid." And I'm sitting there, and I go, "How old are you?" He goes, 17. And he goes, "You and John Cena were my 2 favorites." And then I go back, 5 years ago, he's 12 years old.
Yeah.
Which is, so, but I was like, man, it makes you feel old sometimes.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Because but it was good. We had a long conversation with the guy. The kids, they amateur wrestlers, the kids going to the Air Force. And it was cool. So, but I get that sometimes. I'm like, man, it doesn't seem like that long ago, but time goes by fast. So
nothing makes me feel older than my students when I ask them a question and they don't know. For example, this week I was teaching, or last week, now, actually, since you showed me how to do it, I've been doing it now in more matches. Just picking guys up on my shoulder. I never had confidence to like pick someone
Wait,
up.
what do you mean?
Well, like I never had confidence like a like an electric chair or just get someone on your shoulders, like like pick them up.
Oh yeah.
Because I just always assumed like I'm 200 now. I'm like actually I'm around 210. I put on a little bit of size, but I've always assumed when I pick guys up, I'm not going to pick up someone that's 230, 240, 250. But like now I have confidence to pick up.
What's your type?
I like them slim. I like
big guy comedy hour over here.
I hope Eddie added that, but like last week.
Make myself laugh. Nobody else is laughing but us.
Ryback invented comedy.
I invented the fucking joke, assholes.
So now I'm fine with picking up guys on my shoulder, and I was telling guys, I was like, we can practice doing a doomsday device, safely, where you just fall instead of doing the old flip. And I realized that almost 9/10 of the class has no idea what I'm talking about. So
that just gave me a great idea for a tag team finisher.
What's that?
The doomsday, the electric chair into a top rope RKO.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, Steiner's would do the top rope bulldog and the top rope DDT. No one's done a cutter.
But everyone likes to do the top rope cutter.
Yeah, why not?
From the electric chair. That would be a great tag team move.
Yeah. So
Ryback I fucking invented that on the air, assholes. We could all give me credit for that one.
Or there'll be some independent tag team that'll message you saying, "Fuck you, we invented this move."
Yeah, you piece of shit.
So when I tell the guys that, I'm like, "Hey, like, we'll do a doomsday device onto the crash pad," and I'm going, "You guys don't know what a doomsday device is, do you?" And then like a couple of them like knew, and I'm like, "Can somebody please name the tag team that did this move?" And like maybe 4 of them knew. And I'm like, "Fuck, how old?" I don't feel that old, but I'm realizing I'm training guys. I'm 33 and they're, 22, and that's just a different fucking beast.
Some guys, you have to understand too, like when you're dealing with wrestlers, and they're getting into it, and they've been fans of it for maybe their whole lives, but they only have been fans of it from the point they started watching till now.
Yep.
And they haven't gone back, and they don't watch a lot of the older matches and whatnot, and that sometimes takes time for guys to realize, like, oh, I'm gonna start backtracking and learning about the history, because to be a great wrestler, you don't have to know about you don't have to know any of the history of wrestling to be great at it, but it's always respectful to kind of know who came before you. And
well, you don't think you need to
you can learn a lot too.
You need to care about your craft enough, you mean? Or what do you mean? Like you don't have to know like who Ric Flair beat 16 times, but
yeah, you don't have to know any of that. That's all irrelevant, actually, to being a great wrestler. But some people want to know that stuff. But going back and like they just might be fans of what they've watched to now, and they watch these matches and they're training, and they haven't backtracked far enough back to know who a lot of the other guys. Some people don't love wrestling and they want to know everything about it, and they go back and research, and they do Google searches and YouTube searches, and they watch and watch and watch, and it just sometimes, and a lot of guys are in their first or second year of wrestling, so they're very early on into it. Sometimes that takes time to kind of where you realize like, wait, I know what you're saying. Time has gone on, and a lot of this it's just the way that it is.
No, I noticed that too with a lot of guys. There's guys that sign up for my school, and they still don't know about independent wrestling. They'll know maybe about NXT, or maybe they don't even care about it. Like they won't know about outside. And then there's other people that sign up and won't watch. Like they could care less about Raw or SmackDown. They're just completely independent.
Really?
Oh yeah, I get a couple guys like that where I'm like, hey, who are your favorite guys? And they're listing off Ring of Honor wrestlers. I'm like, that's cool. I'm like, that's different, but I try to get everybody on not the same page, but realize there's more than just what you like. There's all this different stuff, and but yeah, that they make me feel very, very, very old every single day. So,
wow, it's just everybody gets old.
Deep thoughts.
Part of life. Yeah, just sitting here, just reflecting on getting old. No, I feel young as fuck still. So I'm just, now that my stem cells have kicked in and got a fresh new body, and the Ryback regeneration is on, full bore here. But I don't know. What do you? Anything else going on this week?
I think there's stuff to delve into, but maybe before we do the wrestling news, maybe it's time for to plug some stuff.
I'm never going to say no to that. Do you? I think it's your turn for the song of the week.
I gave a lot of thought to this, considering there is 2 anniversaries I'm celebrating, and I figure what would be an appropriate tune that sums up the last year, or the last year of all the stuff going on, and I picked Sonny and Cher. I Got You, Babe. So
I thought you were going to go with a song entitled Misery, more for the podcast. I don't know I'm sure there's a song out there titled that somewhere, but I appreciate you. I feel like the anniversary helped you pick a better song.
It did. So Eddie, if you can, feel free to start the music.
All right, guys. All fan mail for the big guy Ryback. Please send to P.O. Box 752740, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89136. We got Feed Me More Nutrition now on Amazon, feedmemore.com, allpumpyouup.com. In Las Vegas at Spartan Nutrition, in North Las Vegas, and Wise Chiropractic, Dr. John Wise, great chiropractor in South Las Vegas. Wake Up, It's Feeding Time, the motivational book by myself, Ryback Reeves. Available in paperback, Kindle, and Audible form. That is on Amazon, guys. Your reviews are greatly appreciated on that. Check out the new Feed Me More goal boards, available on Amazon, and Feed Me More Nutrition tank tops on feedmemore.com. This week, just in, Pat, I actually just sent you your stuff yesterday. We got the new Feed Me More Nutrition workout shorts and pants for men in small all the way up to 2XL, guys. And so check that stuff up at feedmemore.com. Fuel Meals, my personal meal prep service. Save 10% with discount code THEBIGGUY. Holosync Meditation, the personal meditation program that I use by Bill Harris and have used for many years. Check out that link at feedmemore.com. And the official Feed Me More Nutrition Facebook page is at Feed Me More Nutrition, and our Twitter page at CWTBG. 2 shows this week, Pat, which I'm going to pull up here, is actually for Seth Rollins. Here Friday, August 25th, 6:30 meet and greet, 7:30 bell time in Davenport, Iowa. Check out that, all the details at blackandbravewrestling.com. And then Northeast Wrestling, Wrestling Under the Stars, Sunday, August 27th, 5 p.m. Is there a meet and greet on this one?
I'm sure there is. He always has them.
He doesn't have it. He always has it listed on the program but I didn't see that for this one. But it's at Duchess Stadium in is it Wappingers Falls?
I don't even know. I live up here and I have no idea.
Wappingers Falls. And on that show, Chris Jericho is actually going to be there. Cody Rhodes, he had to advertise Ryback Reeves because he's afraid of the WWE office. Mm-hmm. But he uses Cody Rhodes on his poster, in which Cody has been told not to use Cody Rhodes and to use Cody.
And Cody actually prefers building his brand right now as Cody, because I think Cody Rhodes will always be there. Why not? He likes the way it comes across in Japan, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
Big Mike.
That is very interesting.
Got to answer those
Big
questions.
Mike's a very, very interesting character here as of late. Do you think he asked Cody to come in there and lose to a local talent?
I wouldn't bet my money on that. I don't think he would do that.
I wouldn't either. Is he Cody's agent, by the way?
He was his father's agent. He's actually not his agent, but are you saying
he was Dusty's agent though?
Are you saying there's some favoritism there between?
I don't know. I'm just going by some past things going on. Things are starting to add up here. Very interesting. Anyways, Jerry the King Lawler, Mick Foley, and Rey Mysterio. Or as I have said in the past, Rey Mysterio. One of my favorites. I love Rey. He's awesome. So it's going to be a hell of a show. And so come on out Sunday, August 27th. And that's it for me this week.
All right. For us, we have a new T-shirt available on WrestleProOnline.com in the shop section. Conversation with the Big Guy shirt. Order one. I'll figure out a way to contact you, hit you up. I'll call you or Facebook message you, but we got those available. CreativeProWrestling.com. Hey, if you saw Raw, which we'll talk about soon, see all that great security team? Yeah, they came from Creative Pro. So if you want to be on Raw, just sign up for my school and I'll make it happen within weeks. WrestleProOnline.com. Big guy shuffling through paperwork if you hear it in the backgrounds.
Oh, sorry. I'm really giddy over here. I got to piss really bad.
So do
Monster.
I. Me too. Fuck, we should have took a break. Okay, I'll get through this. September 8th, we're on Long Island, St. James, CreatorProWrestling.com. Ryback, Hornswoggle, whole bunch of stuff. Sunny and all her glory will be there. Hopefully she's not on drugs. September 9th,
Jesus.
WrestleProOnline.com. Bobby Lashley versus Colt Cabana. Ryback versus AR Fox. Joey Janela versus Tommy Dreamer. So much more. WrestleProOnline.com. And right now, we're going to go to the bathroom and we'll be right back. Hey, everyone. In addition to being the co-host of this podcast, I'm the founder and promoter of WrestlePro. Dare I say, WrestlePro puts on the best professional wrestling live events in the country. We're also fully insured and licensed. Now, if you're listening to the show, then you clearly love professional wrestling, and I appreciate that. But I also have a question for you. Would you like professional wrestling in your area, maybe in your hometown, your high school, your college, your civic center, your stadium? Whatever you want. If you're a civic group, a sports team, a fire department, a police department, if you have a corporate event, a festival, any group that is looking to raise funds or put on an entertaining show, WrestlePro is your promotion. This is not your regular wrestling show. Just in the last year, WrestlePro has brought in incredible talent such as Terry Funk, DDP, Booker T, Ryback, Cody Rhodes, Hornswoggle, Colt Cabana, Brian Cage, Jeff Jarrett, Tommy Dreamer, the Hardy Boys, Scott Steiner, and much, much more. Even the Nature Boy Ric Flair has been with WrestlePro and loves it. Tell him, Nate.
It's the Nature Boy. Woo! Ric Flair, WrestlePro, the Nature Boy, signing autographs. Look as only can look. WrestlePro, be there. Woo, 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 woo. Limousine riding, jet flying. Woo! WrestlePro. Woo!
If you're seriously interested, WrestlePro can bring a live wrestling show to your town. A full professional wrestling card complete with talent, 8 matches, sound system, lighting, the works. We design the artwork and posters. We help you sell the tickets. We push all of our events all over our social media. We believe in good repeat business. Packages and prices vary on talent requested and their availability. For more information, contact me directly at WrestleProOnline@yahoo.com or simply check out www.WrestleProOnline.com and you can see our past and upcoming events to get a taste of what WrestlePro is all about. I hope to hear from you soon.
The following advertisement has been paid for by the big guy Ryback. Are you hungry? You know I'm so hungry, big guy. Hey, Mark, what brings you here? I'm just here to hang out with my all-time favorite superstar of all time. What brings you here? Well, I'm doing a paid advertisement for Feed Me More Nutrition, available at feedmemore.com. Big guy, that is music to my ears. Did you tell the people about your Ice So Hungry grass-fed whey protein isolate, the best tasting protein on the market? Wake Up Unlimited Energy, the strongest pre-workout on the market, and the Big Guy All-Natural Testosterone Booster, my personal fave. Big guy, you're on to something with this Feed Me More Nutrition. It is some top quality stuff. Well, thank you, Mark. It is. Feed Me More Nutrition. Premium, quality, the highest quality supplements on the market today. Available now at feedmemore.com. But wait, there's more. Just for being a listener of Conversation with the Big Guy, you can now save 10%. That's right. Save 10% at feedmemore.com on all Feed Me More merchandise and apparel and Feed Me More Nutrition with discount code PODCAST10. PODCAST10. Podcast 10. Thank you, guys. All right, we're back. Our bladders are empty, and we're ready to rock and roll. I wanted to, I forgot it last week also, but you brought up the Conversation with the Big Guy shirt on your end. I also have my Amazon merch up on Amazon under Feed Me More and Feed Me More Nutrition, either one of those searches. And we got a full line of shirts up on Amazon. More designs coming soon here. When I get my guy in France is back on his feet and all settled in, we will have some new designs coming. But what are you drinking this week?
Good question. I actually, I love this drink. So have you heard about Truly spiked and sparkling alcohol, these little gimmicks?
No.
So you would like these. Okay, so they're basically, it's vodka with seltzer and a little bit of a fruit essence, but they're per can, 2 grams of carbs, 1 gram of sugar, Obviously no fat, 5 grams of sodium. I've been drinking these all summer. They're deadly. They sneak up on you.
Are they sweetened with stevia?
They are sweetened with cane sugar, just a little bit of cane sugar.
Okay, that's it. There's no other sweeteners in it.
Nope. It just because
only 1 gram of sugar.
Yeah, these stuff, I drink these on the beach all the time, low-calorie option. Because there's some out there called spiked seltzers, very popular, but they have 5 grams of sugar. These have 1. They're called Truly, all different flavors. I love these. These are absolutely amazing.
It's a good-sized can, too.
Yeah. People make fun of you drinking. I'm like, oh, what are you drinking, a fucking Zima? I'm like, no, I'm drinking vodka, and, I want to look good the next day. So
do you super kick them after they say that?
Superman Punch. I'm more of a Superman Punch kind of guy. So, but Truly,
I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, I'm going to check those out. I went with Gentleman Jack tonight because I had not had it since. I remember this was many years ago when we went to Australia with WWE. Mm-hmm. Dean Ambrose had Gentleman's Jack on the bus. Mm-hmm. And it was the first time I'd had Jack before, but not Gentleman's Jack. And I remember it made me extremely happy. So I bought a big bottle of it at the liquor store for the podcast tonight. Not the whole bottle, obviously, but it is good. I think I don't know what's going on, but I find myself liking whiskey these days more than even vodka.
Why is that? Any reason? You like the better feeling, or?
I think the feeling is slightly better, and the taste. It doesn't have that. The vodka has, even though I love Tito's, it has.
I agree. I know.
And I don't know what, I can actually make my drink slightly stronger with the whiskey, and it doesn't bother me. Mm-hmm. Whereas I don't know if it's just the way my taste buds are with vodka, but it's, I find myself, I feel like a more manly man drinking whiskey. I don't know what it is.
It's true, man. I was a whiskey drinker my whole life until this year, but just something about a good dark liquid.
Yeah, it goes great with the caffeine-free colas with Zevia. Mm-hmm. Very, very smooth. I'm very impressed by it. So, just whiskey in general, but I'm trying different ones here, and in our ongoing discussions and looking for an alcohol sponsor for this podcast. But Absolutely. It's speaking of different things. This would Feed Me More Nutrition. Everybody, and I mentioned it on Snapchat the other day. So the fat burner now is the I had to register and get a barcode for the fat burner and all that stuff and submit everything with the new label designs because we're updating to the blue Ryback on the labels. With that blue character that you see on a lot of the ads. We get the bottles wrapped and all that deal, all that jazz, and hopefully next week. I'm not going to be able to shoot down to California to go pick those up, but the week following, I'm hoping. So hopefully within 10 days of this podcast coming out, I will have the Shell Shock Extreme Fat Burner ready to go. But signed a big deal with an online distributor. And they're going to be carrying the products in various countries.
Really?
Through their Yeah, big deal. This is huge for me. So, and just continuing to grow. And I told you, and I'm not going to discuss numbers on here, but I was telling you the other day, like the numbers now that I'm pulling in, and it's good, man. It's very promising. And I'm at a very, very good position right now for how soon we've been on the market. And, I can't thank everybody enough for their support and for their 5-star reviews online. And you guys, if you can go on Amazon, if you purchase the products, and please leave your reviews, it tremendously helps the cause greatly. So we have a lot of cool things coming out, and I'm just letting the brand grow organically, man, and naturally, and doing my thing. And it's really cool to see. So this past year has been really good for me, just in life, just setting everything, getting away from everything that was going on, and organizing everything and getting everything in place. So very happy on that end.
Okay. I think now is it time for the old wrestling news, kind of run down what's happened this week?
Yeah, why not? I wouldn't mind. I like getting caught up on what's going on. I'm social media free. I told you, Pat, I've been releasing Twitter prisoners throughout the last couple weeks.
How does that work? What's the process with that? Are you just logging on and picking? Is it like a lottery, or is it like I don't know. How are you picking, releasing them back into the wild?
Yeah, letting them back out of the yard. So I go in because I have to download the app, and I can't look at the content. I just go right to my settings, and then go into my block list, and then I just start releasing them. And I start going. When I have a little free time, I'm like, all right, I'll just see how many I'll do before. But it's just letting them back into the wild. And I'm sure that pisses them off even more. So it makes me, God damn it, why did he unblock me?
Very cool.
So, yeah.
On a somber note, I think we need to address this, obviously. Probably the biggest piece of news. Like I said, we record on a Thursday, and this comes out on a Monday. So, if things ever change or if things are outdated. But unfortunately, what I feel is, everyone feels a terrible situation. Nature Boy Ric Flair, we want to wish him a speedy recovery for all the health issues going on. I'm sure you have the pretty much same thing to say with that.
Exact same thing. And I sent Charlotte a message this last week just letting her know, positive thoughts. And Rick was always very, very good to me. And he always has been. I can't tell you how many times after a match he would come up and just give me his thoughts, and very complimentary all the time, which to me was always really, really cool, and never had a bad thing to say. So just in general, he was always seemed to be smiling, and so it sucks. Unfortunate things happen, but he'll come out of this much stronger. But hopefully, everyone positive thoughts to the entire family, because that's not easy to have to go through that. And I don't think, does anyone really know what's going on?
I don't think anyone. People were saying there was issues with his, maybe a blockage somewhere, but whatever the family wants to release, it's their privacy, it's their business. All we need to know is
absolutely.
Hopefully, it makes a recovery. And I still think, I've had this conversation. Maybe it's not even worth getting into, but I do think he's the greatest of all time. I do. He was my favorite, one of if not my favorite growing up. Reason I bleached my hair, but I think
so. That explains us perfectly. Ric Flair was the reason why you started bleaching your hair, and Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner was the reason I bleached my hair in high school. Right out of high school, actually. Sorry, Jesus Christ. That wow. Just saying that, but in all seriousness, I think it's hard to say who's the. Everything changes as generations, we go from generation to generation. But I think he was, it's the things he has done in wrestling. As far as I don't count like the championships and all that. That's all fucking fake. Like all that. I look at it from just like just the work standpoint of going out there and doing hour matches every night and. Like that, I'm talking about, because the work is real as far as the effort the energy that you expend out there. And he was constantly expending energy at a very high rate, at a higher rate than anybody. And he was in the ring very, was great in the ring. Mm-hmm. It just, but like, yeah, it's unfortunate that this has all happened, but he'll come out better for it. And hopefully everyone is keeping strong in the family. But that was shocking to see, because he seems like he's indestructible. Yeah. I think everyone kind of just expects that. The guy survived a plane crash, and he's wrestled as long as anybody. He could probably still go in and wrestle a match,
I would think so, yeah. We had him here, I believe, was it last September? Yeah, last September. So it's been almost a year. I had Rick in. I was real nervous to have him because I heard different things independently, if he's in a bad mood or, there's been issues before, but everything for my appearance at least, he just was so awesome. He was fucking in a great mood, happy to be there. He was great to me and Cody when we worked. He was just overall just pleasure having him. And obviously we're saying, we're just saying our part, but hopefully things work out for the best.
Yeah, it's still hopefully. It's just crazy. I mean, nobody. We're all human, So
he's got a big 30 for 30 coming out on ESPN, and
oh, really?
Yeah, that's going to be a really big deal, but they and company around here, the show you wrestled there, Starland Ballroom, they like to have whoever's going to be on the 30 for 30. They often do events where whoever, while it debuts, they want to have the people there. So they had one about Dwight Gooden and Darryl Strawberry, and they had they screened it live with. So they had an event showing 30 for 30 with Darryl Strawberry and Dwight Gooden there on the night it debuted. And we were in the process of figuring out a way to have Flair there for his upcoming 30 for 30 and maybe do a question and answer, which I may or may not host or do. But I really hope, obviously, I hope he makes a full recovery and selfishly putting that story in. But he has a lot of, that 30 for 30 is going to be awesome. And hopefully he can be healthy to enjoy it and back to doing his thing.
Absolutely. And kind of sidebar on this, I always, when I hear last names, I always try to wonder, the name Strawberry has never been used in professional wrestling.
So do you think we need someone with the last name Strawberry?
I think it's an untapped market, Pat. I'm just thinking you can go many different ways with this, but the last name Strawberry, just so you know, young little, and of course everyone's going, oh, you're dumb as fuck, blah, 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 blah. When I was a kid, I liked Darryl Strawberry because of his last name, and then he just turned out to be a great baseball player. He could have sucked, and I would have still liked him because he had the last name Strawberry.
Makes sense.
I just thought it's crazy how this. I'm sure there's a ton of other kids out there that their first exposure to him, because you're sitting there. My dad, we'd watch baseball, but this was before I was old enough to even understand what was going on, and I'm sitting there, and the only thing I recognize is the goddamn word strawberry out of everything that I'm watching. Well, that got my attention, and then the guy hits a home run, and then this is cool. And then before I knew it, I was hooked on baseball.
I love strawberries. They're delicious.
Yeah, that's why I really think there's stuff to simplicity sometimes, because you're playing to kids. And that's why I always, with the Feed Me More thing, I just got another video today from a guy, emailed me a video of his little kid doing the Feed Me More thing now. And I'm like, they don't know what it means for me, but they understand the phrase. Mm-hmm. So it just, yes, everybody understands simple things. So I always, Strawberry. I would like to see a wrestler with the name Strawberry in the upcoming years.
Do you think the Skip Sheffield run would have been enhanced if you were called Skip Strawberry?
On my Titantron, it's just a big strawberry with a cowboy hat.
And your trunks is just black trunks, which is what a big
strawberry on it. Yeah. This is
always eating a strawberry.
All I care about is the Titantron with the strawberry face with the cowboy hat with the little yup coming out of the mouth of the strawberry. I just picture that opening act right there. Big T-shirt with a strawberry with a cowboy hat on. This is Skip Strawberry. What did I do? Maybe I'll make my comeback as this, Pat. Jeez.
Very cool.
I was, you tell me what you think of this. Today, I was looking in the mirror. I shaved my head this morning because I always shave it every other day. Unless I have back-to-back wrestling shows, I'll shave it both days. But I was looking and I was like, man, I can grow a full head of hair. I have the widow's peak. But you've talked about this. You're like, when I left last year, you should grow your hair out.
I stand by that. I think, well, maybe not. I just thought it would have been cool if you showed up and had the, kind of grown-in crew cut look. I think that would have been cool.
I would honestly have no problem growing my hair long. Mm-hmm. I think it would, but I was wondering if I just bleached my hair and my beard just to look. Nobody's doing the bleach thing right now.
No,
but I'm not trying to go back. But I don't like attention, so I was thinking, I was like, this will ruin my life because it'll just draw more attention to me.
Yeah.
But it also might eliminate everyone that recognizes me from TV, that they won't have any idea who I am anymore. So maybe I don't.
With the beard bald or with hair and the beard bleached? So you're going full Hogan?
My hair, I can grow hair everywhere on my head. I just have that little widow's peak.
Yeah.
So I'm grow my hair long. Maybe it's just bleach the hair with the brown beard. I don't know. I was just looking. I can just completely disguise myself, and nobody would ever recognize me ever again. And
Or they'll just be like, "Hey, Ryback bleached his hair."
Yeah, it's just hey Ryback, you look really stupid. No, I was thinking about that today, and maybe not bleaching the beard. That's pretty fucking extreme. But my hair, it goes through that awkward phase. It would take me 3 to 4 weeks to have it at a good length, where I would feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So the first 2 weeks it would look really shitty. I feel like, but I don't know if I could do wrestling appearances with my hair coming in.
Yeah,
you would.
You could, but you would probably feel really weird.
Ryback's a real lazy piece of shit. He doesn't even shave his head anymore. That would be the new fucking Sportster write-up.
I shaved my beard off. I got sick of it. I noticed that too. This could be.
I noticed that. Yeah.
I got sick of it a little bit, but like every wrestler, I'd say 95% of WWE have facial hair now. I don't know if you've noticed that. Everybody has something.
It's become a thing now. Everyone has facial hair. Yeah,
it's a culture thing. It's in style. To be cleanly shaven is not. A lot of guys have beards. I think I was.
A lot of women like beards.
My wife is not. Well, she was, but I noticed that my beard is like wool. It's like red and very coarse. And I know it was like really. It was irritating my wife, and I'm like, should I just shave this off? And she's like, no. But I'm like, you know what? Whatever. So I took it off today, and I'll go beardless for a while, and I don't know, be full Pat.
Have
Cena
you thought about growing just a mustache? Yeah, that's what you are Pat Cena right now.
I am. I'm in full character, and looking forward to the upcoming birthday party season.
Have you thought about growing a mustache?
I've done that before. I do that every time I shave my beard off. I'll just leave the mustache and just kind of be like, "Wow, this is fucking terrible," and then I'll shave the mustache, the little, I don't want to say what kind of mustache, a Charlie Chaplin mustache.
Yeah. I know where you're going with this. Yeah, we've
just
had
to see what
discussions.
See what it looks like and laugh, and then I shave it off.
Mustaches, man. I remember when Cody had his mustache. He looked so weird to me. It's just such a weird thing, but it used to look normal on guys for some reason. I don't know why. Like back old school wrestlers with a mustache, it seemed more natural than it does now.
It was like a 70s and 80s thing, and then you never really see it anymore.
You have to have a really, really rugged look to you to pull off the mustache. I don't know. It's maybe that's what I shave off my beard and just go with a mustache.
A bleached blonde mustache.
A bleached blonde mustache. I actually put a Snapchat up today after I was working out, and I told you my back, everything is feeling really, really good. But I was looking at my wall, and my gym. If you ever see if I put on my Snapchats, I have a wall of top WWE wrestlers, because that was always I'm very big on envisioning things and guys that have had a lot of success, and I just look at that, and it just is always motivating to me. It always was. And but Hogan, I'm looking at the airbrush, I'm looking at his weight belt, and then I look and I'm like, Jesus, everyone used to call me Goldberg when they were that little phase that there was. And I was like, fucking Hulk Hogan more than as far as what I've taken. I was like the weight belt, the airbrush, and then I look and I see Hulk rules, and right above it I got my little poster thing that says Ryback rules. I was like, Jesus Christ, I've stolen everything from this man, and it's gone completely unnoticed.
That's why I said grow the hair back, and like people... The anger on people's faces, they want to chant Goldberg. They'll be so confused if you have this, just a little bit of hair or just something there. They won't be able to do it. I don't think, at least.
Yeah, and I think that they're. I don't put anything past anyone these days, Pat. But yeah, it might not be a bad idea. It might be It might be something. Maybe it can give him the blue Ryback logo on Feed Me More Nutrition. He just has a bleached beard and blonde hair on top of that big hulking blue body. We'll see. I'll think about it.
Okay.
If I let my hair grow out, I got to bleach my hair, I feel like, if I let it grow out. I don't know why. I just, leaving it brown feels weird growing it out to me, but we'll see.
Okay, back to wrestling news outside of dyeing our hair and beard.
Yeah.
Did you see Raw? There was a hell of building up. I mean, granted, I know SummerSlam will have aired by the time this came out, but I just wanted to mention how great the security team was on Monday Night Raw. I don't know if you got a chance to see that.
A lot of guys out there. It was actually, those were your guys, weren't they?
There was a lot of my guys. I think I know I could have went to, but I elected not to. Like, I don't know. So
You really disappointed me on this. We had a conversation about this, and you were allowed to go to Raw.
Yeah.
Because Cone, you dealt with John Cone, I believe, right?
He's really good with with using guys. He's awesome. And it was a thing. Oh, here, I can explain this. So WWE has a policy now for extras. This just came out where you have to have your blood work done within the last 6 months. And I've had that done before for like Mohegan Sun and I think another casino somewhere. But now it's like they need it. They want it, period, just to know if you're healthy or if you had to do something. So, but they just put that into effect like this week. So a lot of guys couldn't get the booking if they didn't have the blood work done. You know, I do have the blood work done, but luckily they found enough dudes, and you know the ring was secure. With they weren't able to stop them, but you know,
Pat, this podcast would have been so much better with you having a story of going backstage at Raw and dealing with Mark Carano, which, by the way, they should just fire and replace with John Cone, who is superior to him in every single way. If anybody's listening, which I know they are, fire Mark Carano and replace him with John Cone. He's just a better human being, which will ruin John Cone completely because the position is a shit position. But pay him a little better. Fuck. I just wish you were there and dealing with Mark, wearing your conversation with the big guy shirt or your Ryback shirt all day at Raw, talking to all my guys I used to work with, and you could have had a hell of a story for today. How you getting handcuffed and taken out, or Brock shooting on you and fucking roughing you up. Per Vince. Rough him up.
I just couldn't, man. I don't know. I just felt too... It's petrifying being an extra. And now it isn't because I know a lot of the guys, but... I was telling to my crew, I was like, you're going to go up there, be respectful. You get to eat food and work out in the ring if you can. Do your best. Don't annoy anybody. And you're going to be scared to death all day long. And that's really being an extra. That's what you go through.
Yeah. There's nothing you can do or not do. You go and have a meal. Oh, he looks like he's enjoying that meal a little too much. Fuck him.
Who the fuck is he to eat? Why is that guy eating food?
What do we... Fuck yeah. Fuck him for fucking consuming food. Oh, he likes diet soda? What a piece of shit. Just 2 bottles of water? 2 bottles? You just fucking like, God damn it. And, it's... No, I'm glad your guys got to go up there, though, and experience the fear of nothing.
In other
it really
news,
is. It's all... Yeah, sorry.
Let's move on to SmackDown. I think the biggest thing from that is Baron Corbin cashing in, but not getting the old title. Thoughts on that?
I mean, the last guy was that had the Money in the Bank that didn't. Was it Damian Sandow that they used to cash in with Cena?
Yeah.
Where that whole thing and that fucking was the end of everything with him.
Yeah, I don't remember if there's been anyone since, but I don't believe so. I believe most of them have been successes, correct? I'm not sure.
Yeah, not to say all of them have to be successes, but the Sandow thing was extremely odd, which everybody knew that, and from top to bottom. And again, that should have been done on a pay-per-view if they're going to do it anyways, I feel like. And
I thought with the Sandow thing, I mean, I don't know if you're talking about the Corbin or the Sandow thing, but I thought
the Sandow one.
I thought the whole heat in that was because he was losing matches still. Was lose, cash in and win. That to me would have been appealing, but didn't go that direction.
No, and that was by design, and that's 100% what that was. And the Corbin thing it was just I wasn't expecting that. I thought it would have been I just didn't. I don't know what's going on. Is there anything going on with him that he's like where they were down on him, or he's in trouble, or the doghouse is the term that you hear. He's in the doghouse.
Yeah, like I don't know if there was like reports on that, but he's done exceptionally well. I love Baron Corbin stuff. I love the fact.
I do too. I think he's really talented.
I don't know if people realize he steals a lot of stuff from Big Boss Man, which I love. I love the fact that And I think that's really cool as shit because I used to steal stuff from Boss Man too. But like he just, I think he does a great job. But I just feel like the cash in, you know, it was an awkward timing considering SummerSlam's right here. You know, it just didn't. I don't know. It felt a little off-putting, and I think people were just genuinely disappointing, even though like that's such a big moment. And people, one of the few things people still genuinely care about in wrestling, and it just, you know, it's an afterthought now. It's like, oh, it happened, and now he's not as threatening or special anymore because he doesn't have that.
It almost lowers the value of the Money in the Bank briefcase, I feel like, because I think people get really, because when you win it, if so many people have had success with it, that when you win it, you're almost witnessing the next champion. Like, if that makes sense. And whereas now there's maybe some doubt, and I understand both views on it, but things are only going to get better for him. He wrestles John Cena at SummerSlam on Sunday, so I'm sure everything will pick right back up for him after that.
I sense a little bit of sarcasm there. You
What do you mean? Sure, he's going to beat him, and everything's going to be fine.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with that.
Why is he wrestling John Cena? I didn't know if is there anything going on with that or no?
Honestly, I really have no idea why.
I don't either. And I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit, Pat.
Yeah.
What else is going on in wrestling?
We had an incident here. This touches home for. Are you doing a coloring book? Because I keep hearing.
This is what I've just scribbled.
I don't
know. I think I'm very angry tonight. If anybody, maybe it's the Gentleman Jack. I'm getting angrier as the podcast goes on.
Yeah,
I'm just in. You've seen me before, and I'm not even. This is my second drink, and I still got half of it to go. I'm I'm angry tonight, Pat. I can't explain it.
No specific reason. Is there?
No specific reason whatsoever. Like, honestly, I was happy before I think though I'm like my everything with like weights and like my body's starting to feel good again. Like real, I told you, like, and I have to take it easy still. So I have a lot of pent up energy still, and I'm just trying to harness and control that energy, and I'm doing that by scribbling violently on this paper, as you can see. Again,
I know. I don't mind that you're doing it. Every time I talk, I just hear like a horror movie child just scribbling into the desk. I'm like, I can't.
I hope that comes across the entire podcast. You just hear me, and now we're talking about it, so you'll know. Like, what the fuck? He's angry tonight. Yeah, I'm sorry to everybody out there listening. And any other news going on?
Well, there was a thing. Okay, look, being an independent promoter, it's hard to really. Tickets are always a thing. Trying to draw a crowd, trying to make money and provide and do all these things and have wrestling experience, put on good shows. It's hard, especially in the Northeast area recently. I think there's a lot of stuff going on, but there's have you ever heard of Progress Wrestling, an independent wrestling promotion? They're in.
I feel like I've heard of that name.
So they're a more popular group. They're from England, as far as I know. If I had that wrong, I'm embarrassed, but I'm pretty sure they're from England. And here's what's going on. So they ran their first New York show. They came all the way over here and put on a show in my area last week. And what happens with that is, being a promoter here, and I have a license and obviously all that jazz, they're kind of endorsed by WWE in a weird way, because what I think happens is that WWE was doing the whole UK tournament, all that stuff, but essentially, to me, I got the vibe, and people can argue, that they were kind of trying to control the independent wrestling scene in England. They saw it being popular. Hey, let's do UK title tournament. But running all that stuff in England is a big cost, all that stuff, and they're kind of getting away from that. I don't think they have anything planned for any more UK shows with all the budget cuts they want to do, stuff like that. So we
never talked about that. Yeah, well, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. So I feel like they've kind of loosely endorsed this promotion called Progress, which is a great promotion. And Progress did a show here, and one of the things was they had like Jack Gallagher on it, their UK champion. They had a lot of the UK British guys mixed with popular indie guys, and they drew a huge crowd. But here's the thing, they don't know how to run a show here, so they go, how do we do this? And WWE goes, oh, well, contact Gabe Sapolsky, the promoter of Evolve, who then contacts another promoter who has the license, and they rented a building that fits about 600 people, and they drew a crowd of like over 1,000 to 1,200 people. Now, mind you, it's fucking summertime in New York. There's no air conditioning, and people were, wrestling fans. Some of them are passionate. They can get through a hot, being hot in a building. One of my shows, it was like 100 degrees in the building.
It's not gonna hurt some of them.
It probably didn't smell very good.
It's like a sauna, just
But from what
lbs.
A couple people I heard passed out. I know one woman at least passed out from heat exertion. I've had that at shows, dude. I've had people where I'm like, it's not even that hot, and I've had people ask for refunds. You got to give them refunds, or they're just sweating profusely. So, picture this. No, realistic. Picture 1,000 people in a 600-seat building in August.
People passing out everywhere.
And here's what pisses me off.
Sorry.
Okay, that happens, great, but like, it pisses me off because now what's going to happen is this. I've had issues with the athletic commission before. In a 100-person building where I've had crowds of 70, them bust my balls over heat or there's not enough chairs for people. Like 5 people, legit one time, 5 people were standing up, and the commission guy was like, hey, they need chairs. I'm like, there's 5 people. They can stand.
Hopefully they're still reinforced chairs.
We've had that issue before too. But
have we?
Going back to what I was saying is somehow this show happens where they're allowed to have this jam, and fans are fucking drenched. Like they're saying how uncomfortably hot it is, but I'm gonna be the one that gets the blowback from it because I run so many events in New York, and it just what sucks to me is that I would have loved to have worked with Progress Wrestling and find them a building that would have had 1,500 seats with air conditioning. That's affordable with But here's why I can't, because their relationship is with, we'll go back and forth with WWE to Gabe, who then gets his indie cronies in, and this is what happens. So it's just, I'm like, Hunter put out a thing this week that he's looking to work with more independent promoters can go to the Performance Center, and he wants to establish relationships. And like, I'm looking at that going, well, why can't this be done? I could have had a nice air-conditioned venue for this giant independent promotion to run a really great show. Instead, it goes from promoter to promoter to promoter, and this situation ends up happening where fans are literally miserable because they're fucking dying of heat exhaustion. Just fucking frustrating. I do my job right.
Because you do the podcast with me, you're not allowed to.
I'm on the ban list. Hey, I could have been at Raw, man. So apparently not. Apparently I'm still in the mix.
No, I'll go. You can go back anytime you want. Everybody's like, oh, you can never go. You can fucking go back anytime you want. Quit living in fear, little bitches.
Yeah, there's no burn bridges in wrestling. There really isn't.
You can't burn shit down. You can do anything you want. That's what I've been trying to say from the beginning. Quit living in fear, little bitches. That's all I got to say. I'm angry tonight, Pat. I can't stress that enough.
This gentleman's jack is really getting you fired up.
It brings out the real big guy.
That's all I got for wrestling news this week. So
no, it's not. We went over the show beforehand. You told me much more. Wasn't there something with Alberto we talked about?
Sorry,
before?
I missed that. Yeah, I mean earlier this week, Global Force stripped Del Rio of the title. Really shitty situation. I think everyone's in, and now he's not.
He was cleared of any wrongdoing, also, right?
What's that? I'm sorry, cut out.
We're having technical difficulties here. This connection is the worst we've ever had, by the way.
It is. It sucks. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
We're gonna take a break pretty shortly, but and fix this issue. But nobody, hopefully, the listeners don't hear. It's just me and you. Mm-hmm. But he was cleared of all wrongdoing, I believe, wasn't he?
He was, and I think that's what's making the situation even more difficult if you really think about it.
Yeah, that's rough. But in this day and age with social media, and you have that random woman trying to film stuff and record stuff. It's just 15 years ago, this stuff isn't even, nobody knows about anything. People get in arguments, married couples get in arguments all the time and get in fights all the time and get in serious fights. And not to say that's right or wrong, but that's marriage. Like, you get in fights. Like, that's what, for the most part, and I think now with social media and everything's just such public knowledge and everybody criticizes everything. And like I said, you put a post out, I hope everybody has a beautiful day. I love you all. fuck you, life is miserable, you're a piece of shit, I hope you die a miserable death, and you can't, there's nothing you can do anymore. So let alone getting an argument and being a married couple, not to say, obviously they know what they're doing and maybe they have inside information, but I'm glad he was cleared of all wrongdoing and he can get back and go back and continue wrestling, and he's a great wrestler. So, and I've always enjoyed Alberto.
I think it's the best situation for both, and here's why. Because what makes it tough is because he was cleared. The company, I'm assuming a talent like him probably has some sort of contract, and you can't get rid of someone if they didn't do anything technically wrong. So there's a legal obligation there. So, but I think it's best for they both came to an agreement. Like, look, and he put out too that he's volunteering this and he's stepping away, because if he didn't address, the elephant in the room, this would have just kept following him, and it still might. But I think Global Force are in a really shitty situation where they're like, look, like, we can't, and they went down, I think, the appropriate path of dealing with it. So
let me ask you this. Do you think Global Force can get on the map as a pro wrestling organization?
I think that they're having obviously issues financially where they're trying to, they were put in a bad situation by Dixie. I've said it before, and they had a lot of, came in there with a certain amount of money, and they're trying to make up for it. It all comes down to a platform, man. It comes down to whatever network they can get on, or
they need to get on a major. They need to get on a major network. I feel like I think that's the biggest thing right now.
They need eyes on the product some way, somehow before anything can happen, and that's just that. I don't know if it's a TV network. It certainly helps, but they just need something substantial where, I don't know if it's Facebook Live. I don't know what it is. I don't know what could be the thing that gets eyes on the product. I'm not sure.
Yes or no, Anthem has more money than Vince.
The owner of Anthem, Leonard Asper, collectively does have more money than Vince McMahon. Yes.
So this could realistically be the right pairing, and they could do really great business if they are allowed to do great business.
I truly think so. If they have a shot, they're with the right people.
I think, and we've discussed things, and and this is just my opinion, but I think in getting on a major network, Pop TV, and no offense and nothing, but again, I'd have to pay to get that on my TV, and I pay $250 a month for my cable phone and internet bill. I'm not trying to pay for more channels on things and I have never heard of Pop TV before until I knew, that's what Impact is on. I think if you're on on a regular TV channel that is available to everybody, that gives you the best chance to succeed, which I think is, hopefully they're going that direction, right?
I would think that's a goal, but it's like, how do you, obviously it's not easy to come by, especially with the networks that were so open to having, I mean, dude, Dixie ruined the Spike TV network thing because of having Russo hired without, that got caught. The network basically said, hey, we don't want him involved. She kept him on payroll. They got caught lying. That ended that.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And then going to Destination America, she CC'd one of the executives of the company complaining about something else, and they said, okay, we don't want to deal with this shit anymore. So those were two major networks. Or maybe, I don't know how big Destination America was, but Spike TV surely is. And, those are sour grapes towards the wrestling business. Who knows if they would, take a chance outside of with the WWE company. Like, it's a hard sell. It sucks. Like, I wish wrestling was more, I wish the Fox Sports 1 or something was more embracive towards pro wrestling. It just seems like a hard thing to sell.
No, it's definitely, they're in a, it doesn't matter who they are. They're in a tough position just from the standpoint because WWE has created such a strong brand now. I really, really, I want the best for them because I think having Global Force Wrestling as a viable option and like a strong, I think I think the sky's the limit with them if they can get their ducks in a row here in order that, and I think it benefits everybody. But I think having a major TV deal is the first step in a really, really more. People have to be able to have an option to tune into you. Mm-hmm. And I just know, I have to pay to get that channel. People aren't gonna. That's the first. It's not gonna. There's a there's a ceiling on that success with Pop
100%.
TV.
Yeah.
So it's really, I hope they could get it all figured out because Jeff seems like he's trying really hard and all that. So I want them to succeed.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead. We're going to take another break. We'll be right back. If you're anything like us, you like to enjoy a nice cold soda every now and then, but you hate the empty calories and the artificial sweeteners that come with it. With Zevia, you don't have to pick your poison. You won't feel awful worrying about the potentially harmful side effects because with Zevia, there are none. Zevia uses the all-natural sweetener stevia and doesn't have any caramel coloring either. The result is a delicious and safer soda with none of the nasty stuff. Zevia has 14 different flavors of soda, 4 flavors of sparkling water, and 4 flavors of awesome energy drinks. This is the naturally sweetened pop you and your family will crave. And Zevia is giving you the opportunity to try their products for yourself for free. That's right, for free. If you live in the US or Canada, just go to Zevia.com/podcast and sign up. And they'll mail you a coupon for a free 6-pack. What are you waiting for? Head to Zevia.com/podcast and get your hands on some ASAP. All right, we're back. In my favorite time of the night, this is something I really look forward to, is Reviews of the Week. Reviews of the Week.
All right, let me pull up the old review skis. First one, Oh Wow, by C Thor 3. I'm no longer big into the wrestling scene, so why do I listen to this podcast? Great stories from behind the scenes, the road, and elsewhere from two charismatic, well, thank you, sir, gentlemen who don't hold anything back. I listen every Monday morning during my morning lifting session. Sometimes it's hard to fight back the laughter. I never expected the podcast to help my life, but it has. I'll continue listening just because you, and I think everyone should. Thank you for the info, the innovation, and the motivation, Pat and Ryback.
Hell of a review. We get a lot of people that listen to us in the gym, I've noticed. Is that a thing with people? They listen to podcasts in the gym?
That's all I do. I listen to podcasts. I can do it during cardio.
You don't do
like
music?
When I'm lifting. I do music when I'm lifting.
Yeah.
So that's...
I do my meditation for an hour. I do my stretches and everything and my rehab stuff. And then I go into music for the final part. And then usually doing cardio, a little YouTube. I'll YouTube a match. And maybe a little podcasting on the elliptical. And then I do my hard conditioning at night with nothing. So, man,
really nothing?
Because I can't keep headphones on because I'm shaking and moving so fast.
See, I can do the burpees and jumping jacks. I wear a hat and I wear these audio, these special headphones, and luckily they've stayed on. They may fall off a little bit, but
I need new headphones. I told you my tap out ones finally broke, so I'm going with the corded. I got 4 pairs of headphones at the house that I bought over the years, that when I had a pair of headphones like the Beats that would break, I always would buy like a $20 or $30 pair at the airport. And this happened 3 or 4 times over the years. So I have like 4 of these headphones you're looking at here with the cord in. So I got a pair in each of my vehicles that when I go to the gym, I just take them with me. But I don't like with the cord, I can't do that hard conditioning. I knock them off every time, so I just quit doing it.
All right.
That's a great review, though. Thank you very much.
Appreciate the workout tips by Albino20. Hey, guys. I listen to the podcast every week, and I've been trying to find a set of cardio workouts that work best for me. I work out daily, but struggle to find results. Last week, Ryback mentioned sprint intervals, where you sprint for a minute, then cool down, sprint, cool down, etc. I tried it for the first time this week for 6 sets and felt really good afterward. I like the show. Thank you for all the fitness tips.
Man, it's really cool. That's I got my tips of the week coming for this week, but another thing I started doing, because I'm really big into this Conor Floyd fight. I am hyped, Pat. I don't know about you. I am beyond stoked over this thing. I think I am sold on the story. And I don't know if you know, Conor McGregor is he's really big into like The Secret and into visualization and positive thinking and in just visioning things. And there's a really cool Conor video of him just talking about all this stuff, and you could see the real him. And when he plays it up, he plays it up. But you get to kind of see who he really is. And I started doing on the elliptical 3-minute rounds, like a fight, like hard as you can for 3 minutes. And I usually do. I do the elliptical.
Throwing punches or just the steering?
No, just God damn it, you son of a bitch. Yeah, no, I'm on the elliptical throwing my fucking punches and then throwing super kicks in between and all that. 3 minutes with my hands on the goddamn handlebars, asshole, and as hard as you can. Then a minute normal, just kind of getting your wind back, and then another 3 minutes and doing rounds like a boxing match.
Okay.
As I watch my fucking Connor videos on YouTube, like a fucking mark. No, but there's so many different things. But there's to truly burn body fat. This is why you look at most of these mixed martial artists and boxers. They're super lean for the most part. Is because of their conditioning programs. When you expend that much energy, you burn body fat at such a high rate. So that's been another kick of mine here lately. Is I'll do that the first part of the day, then I'll do like my burpees or my assault bike and my other tip that I'm going to put on here for my tips of the week tonight for conditioning. But yeah, that's it's really cool to hear that people are having success with just what I do for my life. So, what was the name of? Sorry, what were you going to say?
I was going to say we got one more.
You're throwing 3 at me this week.
I'll do 3. A couple came in this week.
These are, by the way, not that it matters. The 2 were domestic, correct?
These are domestic. I do have 3 from England, though. I'll save those for next week.
Well, we want to go ahead and throw one of the England ones in for this week, just kind of.
No, because you're not going to. No, because you're not going to pick it. We'll do a whole British thing next week. We'll be excited for that one.
Well, I'm really looking forward to that, Pat. That sounds like a plan. Hopefully, they pick your fucking show.
All right,
you can buy them
review.
You buy them a goddamn airfare out to your show with a shirt and everything involved. A whole package by the Buckster guys coming next week.
J. John Wrestling. The subject says Ryback devours other weak and frail podcasts. Every week listener. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Every week listener since the beginning have always been a big fan.
Okay.
Oh, he's listened every week.
Yeah.
Got it.
Jesus.
Big fan of Ryback since his I can't read. Can't say I knew who Pat Buck was, but listening to the show, I've gotten to know him, and he seems like a pretty cool guy as well. Thanks. Jesus. Great podcast. You want to listen to the news of This Week in Wrestling, insights from his WWE days, I highly recommend. I like the other 2 reviews better. I don't know about you.
Why did that was a great review, I thought.
Yeah.
Do you get mad that people don't know who you are sometimes?
Sometimes. It's all the time. I'm used to it. If you don't have TV exposure in wrestling, it's just such a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's not a bad thing. I would trade places with you fucking in a heartbeat.
Bullshit. Well, here's the thing. Okay, so this week
People always looked at me anyways because I was so goddamn big and jacked. I don't fucking want all the goddamn attention. I would rather be. Wish they didn't know my name. No, I cut you off. Well, I've done it for fucking the past year. I think you owe me a few.
I was getting into my car this week to go train my guys, and as I'm pulling my bag out, a car pulls behind me, and he goes, "Hey, do you know where WrestlePro is?" I'm like, "Oh, the school? Yeah, it's right here, right in these doors." And he goes, "Yeah, I've been talking online." And I remember I replied to the emails, and he's like, "I've been emailing with that guy Pat Buck," and I'm like, "Oh yeah?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm supposed to come down and train." I'm like, "That's cool. Hi, I'm him." He's like, "Oh." I'm like, you want to train here and you don't even know who the fuck you're talking to? It's just.
But they don't. You got to understand. So people, this is like. So this week, I think I saw this firsthand at WrestleCon in Orlando this last year, when you were there with me and good old Stu Bennett, Wade Barrett, doing our meet and greet. That I go, "This is Pat Buck," and they, "Oh wow," they know your name, but they don't have a face with your name all the time.
No, a couple of them were like, "Oh, cool," and were embracive. In fact, I met people last night at Sam's podcast that were really cool. But dude, WrestleCon, they looked at me like it was like, "Who the fuck are you?" I have no idea what that means. Like,
okay, that did happen a few times, which blew my mind because I'm thinking, do they just tune out your voice and just hear me talking the whole time?
I don't know.
It's really interesting. This whole thing, this has been a hell of a year. I'm excited for the things to come. We're by the way, we're moving over to mid-roll very soon, I believe, correct?
Hopefully very soon, yes.
It's I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be a good fit. So, and I'm very appreciative towards Audio Boom and the year that we've had, and but it's time to move on, and all great things come to an end, or just all things come to an end, and yeah. But what was that first reviewer's name, Pat?
The first one was, oh man, there was even more reviews.
Wait, you want to go ahead and throw some more? Come on, fucking feed.
We got a long show
fucking
here.
Feed me more.
This one stood out just because I remember this guy has messaged you before by TKO.
Oh, I've told him to his face. God damn it, Pat. I've told him that I can't rig the contest. But I made the mistake of telling him that I would pick him as a winner if he sent in a review.
Uh-oh.
Fuck.
So this is
I recognize the name already. So this is really putting me in I can't rig the fucking contest.
He wrote happy 1 year, too. He planned this, man.
Well, go ahead and read it.
Happy 1 year.
Fucking cost me money this week.
I can't believe it's already been a year. Congrats. I've been entertained while in school, making me crack up in class to the point where I had to take a break before I made a scene. I wonder if that really happens or just writing that. I would listen to while at the gym. It would get me through workouts. Thank you for the tips. I work harder doing burpees now. I met you a couple times this year. I just want to say thank you for being the coolest and for having a conversation with the smaller guy. Pat, I've enjoyed you a lot this year. You are definitely underrated. Thank you. You guys are good. You guys are great. It's your buddy.
He's a real worker, Pat. He knows what he's doing. I can't go back on I'm a man of my word, but I can't rig my contest. So I got to pick 2 fucking winners this week now because
there might be one that this one more review, maybe the one winner, but let me read it. Awesome. By Champ 1.
By The Miz.
Pat and Ryback, you guys are badasses. This is more than a wrestling podcast. The haters should go home and shut up. This has changed my life. In 2011, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. I went from running 3 miles per day in 2012 to falling and barely being able to walk with a cane now in 2017. The extreme fatigue and disease progression has given me an easy excuse to be lazy and do nothing. The podcast has inspired me to wake up and do what I can to stay healthy.
Hell yeah.
Your honesty and workout tips are greatly appreciated. Keep up the good work, guys.
Man, that's an incredible review. This is, we do this show, and like I said, anytime you have a voice and you say anything and you put out your opinion, and you're going to get people that critique you, that hate you, that don't understand you, that because they're unhappy and whatnot, and that's good and all fine and dandy and all that, but it's stuff like this that's really, really cool for doing this. I don't know about you. I think it's, and I don't know, it's more and more of this is coming out of people that are having success and just us talking and having fun and whatnot. So the guy's changed his life. I can't, I don't know what to say to that. That's, but he's our winner this week. And what's his name, Pat?
Champ 1.
Champ 1, please email me at thebigguy@feedmemore.com with your supplement of choice. You'll also get a free Feed Me More Nutrition shaker bottle workout towel. And I'll throw in a Feed Me More Nutrition wristband. And TKO, is it TKO?
Oh, that was the other one. Yeah, TKO.
And only because I told him to his face at the latest meet and greet. I've met him several times, actually. And just because, and we get busy during the week, and I can't rig the contest, email me also at thebigguy@feedmemore.com, and I'll go ahead and hook you up, buddy, because I told you I would. So we'll go ahead and we'll do a double. The big guy's doing a double whammy this week. And
double whammy for the 1 year.
For the 1 year. 2 winners this week. Thank you.
And next week, 2 winners internationally. I can't wait for that one.
Oh, for you? For your WrestlePro, flying them out 2 tickets? No? Huh?
No. I'll work on that one. We'll see.
Oh, shot off a little too early there, I think. All right. No, that's it's really cool, man. This podcast has been so much fun for me doing this, and outside of the the only because you're going to get critiques from things on all over the board. The lying sexist Ryback stuff was the most disappointing, but it's also really really funny to me because it's so not true. Mm-hmm. But
speaking of pot, we haven't plugged this yet, but September 10th, we're going to be a part of the Now Hear This podcast festival in New York at the Javits Center. A whole bunch of great other podcasts there. We'll be plugging it for the next weeks coming up here, but we're going to be having a live episode. Not sure what we're going to do, but make sure if you want to come out and see us, Now Hear This podcast festival in New York.
What part of New York?
We're right in the city. We're at the Javits Center.
Oh, so Jesus Christ.
We're going to have to take the old train in. No, we can drive in. We'll drive in.
Wait. Am I doing the Sam Roberts podcast? I know we've talked about this.
I don't know what the agenda is. I don't want to spoil it.
He works for WWE now, doesn't he?
Oh, he sure does.
Oh, the fear of God is in him now. There's no way he wants me on the show.
We might have had a conversation about that last night.
Why don't you talk about it let's talk about Pat, this is what the people want to hear. What did Sam Roberts say? If WWE had anything to fucking say about we need to talk about this live on the air.
He doesn't know, and he wants to.
And he's scared. He's fucking scared.
He wants to find out. He's in good graces. He's worked this hard, and he wants to find out.
Don't be a fucking mark for the business. Who gives a fuck about doing the show? Any of that? God, do what you want to do. If you want me on the show, you put me on the show. You don't worry. I'm going to go back there and win their goddamn shitty championship eventually anyways. Everyone you think I'm fucking joking about that. Mark my words before I die, it happens.
I laughed that you said, I'm going to win their shitty championship.
Yeah. It's a guy, who the fuck cares? I really, damn it. I hate when people don't live their lives because of fear. Fuck fear. Quote Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I think I had that T-shirt in high school.
It's hanging on my wall. No, I'm kidding. I don't have it. I never bought. The only wrestling shirt I've ever bought, by the way. Have I ever discussed this?
Oh, you know what? Next week, can we please do the best and worst wrestling shirts? That would be a hell of a main event.
That's a hell, Pat. That's a hell of a main event.
We haven't talked about what we're going to do this episode, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'm at a loss for words right now because that's such a great idea. The only wrestling shirt I've ever bought in my entire life, I was a kid, was the gray Kurt Angle "It's True shirt.
You've told this before. That's right.
I don't know but that's the only one I've ever bought on. And bought. Is that even a word? Did I just
bought?
Yeah. Well, I corrected myself, asshole. But I'm, jeez. Big dumb as fuck Ryback. I bought that Kurt Angle shirt back in the day. It's true. Before damn was a word.
You know, I used to have so many shirts, man, because it's the only thing me and my dad ever got along with. He would take me to shows and buy a shirt.
Wait, really?
So I had garbage bags as a kid filled with shirts, because at one point I threw them out, I'll never wear these again. Wrestling's stupid. For the 2 years I didn't watch wrestling. And, dude, I had every fucking shirt. Nowadays, I'll wear people's shirts. I think I actually wore the Feed Me More shirt today. I wore Cody's shirt yesterday. I'll wear my friend's shirts, but...
Oh, really? You never tell me that shit.
The what? No, you gave me a shirt. I'm going to fucking wear it. It has to be a specific material. I don't know.
Have you ever thought about buying a shirt for you and your dad's size, finding him, and just going
and strangling with him?
Yeah. You murder him with the other shirt
and just bury him with it.
Tie the whole story together, finish to end, and just slip it on him, and just look at him and let him make the next move. Which I don't know what he's gonna do. What the fuck are you doing? Sorry,
I haven't thought about that.
Weird thoughts through the big guy's brain as we're doing the podcast live. Sorry.
So we're gonna get to the main event segment. We have moves. We got a lot to talk about.
Top 10.
Best and worst.
Yeah, top 10 finishers, right?
Best and worst. Did you have best and worst?
No, I just did top 10 finishers. Did you do best and worst?
Yeah, so I'll mix it up. That's fine.
That's good. I'm okay with that.
All right, let's move on from here.
I'm really mad I didn't know. I thought it was just top finishers.
Yeah, I don't know why. I thought of the good ones, and I thought of the really bad ones.
I'm glad you did. That's I want to hear that. I'm excited to hear this now. All right. I think let's go ahead and knock out some tips of the week here. Tips of the week. Yay. If I can find my tips of the week. Oh, I'm sorry. I scribbled all over it violently while I've been angry during this show. Jeez. All right, guys. Match of the week this week is, I was telling you, Pat, is actually a Psycho Sid match from 2017. Is Psycho Sid versus Paul Rosenberg. I was just thrilled to see Psycho. I loved him as a kid, and just I thought he always had that it factor. And
so this is wrestling in 2017.
I think he had jeans and a shirt on, but he still is physically looks like he's in shape and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So, but he delivered 2 power bombs at the end and a choke slam, and it was Psycho Sid versus Paul Rosenberg. I watched many other matches during the week, but it made me smile when I watched this one. That he got back in there, and it's Sid, man. He's I just always enjoyed him, and I met him actually recently at a meeting. I think it was at the big event in Queens. He was right beside me, and just a nice guy. And it was I was there when he came back for that Legends thing and destroyed Heath Slater, and it was cool just to hear his music and be there, and somebody you grew up watching. You know what I mean? So. Mm. Book of the Week, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Check it out. I believe that's how I pronounce his last name. That is how I pronounced it, but how you pronounce it. Hell of a book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. It will, if you want to know more about money, more about mindset, more about making money, about why you think the things that you think, check out Rich Dad Poor Dad. He has his own podcast and many other things. He is a brilliant man, so check that out. Quote of the week. All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them, and that is by Walter Disney. Nutrition tip. Pat, have you ever had Fiber One cereal?
No, I have not.
It's Fiber One cereal is available in all grocery stores that I know of as far as the major chains. 14 grams of fiber per serving, and what I do is I like to add a serving or 2 on my carb days into my morning cereal, and fiber, you can never go wrong with having fiber in your diet. But it doesn't taste bad. It's a brand cereal. They're little strips, and I think just adding it to your regular cereal, if you're a cereal person, is a great way to add more fiber into your diet, and it does not taste bad at all. You can mix it with another cereal, and it does not hinder the flavor whatsoever. Workout tip of the week this week is battle ropes for upper body conditioning. I'm a big fan of those. I got them in my gym here at home. They have different thicknesses and different weights for the battle ropes. But what you could do is a lot of MMA guys do it. You got to understand, we do cardio for our legs and other things, but you really don't do a lot of conditioning for your arms. That's why I love burpees. Yeah. Burpees is a total body conditioning. Battle ropes. A lot of gyms, you'll see those big ropes just laying there. And what you do is you just start. I like to usually to stack it with another conditioning thing like jump ropes or burpees. But what you do is just starting off. If you're just starting off, maybe just 30 seconds of just going back up and down with the battle ropes and just YouTube battle ropes, and you'll see all kinds of different workouts you could do with them. But just the traditional up and down movement of them. Of going back and forth. Start with 30 seconds, work your way up to a minute, minute and a half, 2 minutes, 3 minutes eventually when you really get to good conditioning. And then you can stack it where you do 3 minutes of battle ropes, and then you do 3 minutes of jump rope, and then you take a break, and then you do 2 or 3 sets of that. But that high intensity training like that will push your body to a whole other level. And you just start small and just keep adding to it every week. So battle ropes for upper body conditioning.
I'm gonna do that tomorrow.
Dude, it's great. You'll feel I've done it when I haven't done it in a while. You'll start getting cramps in your arms, and like it will. It's legit, man. It really works. All right.
Is that it for tips? Yeah.
Oh, that's it for tips. Yeah. Unless you have it. Do you have any tips this week? The Truly alcohol was a great one.
Yeah, I've been researching a lot of stuff. I've been doing. This helped my bicep curls, but doing the incline bicep curl But like leaning back, I had bad form on it. I would always just kind of have my elbows inward, but I realized lay back and put your arms behind you.
On the incline bench where you go back at a little bit of an angle, absolutely.
I never did that before. It was
Really?
just a totally different arm workout. These little things you think you know, like, honestly, not that I thought I knew it all, but I'm like, oh, I know how to work out. But then you learn these little form corrections and you're like, holy shit. I've just been getting, my body's changed over the last year. Like, after working out for so long, from doing these little things, I'm getting more blood flow and better pumps and stronger from correcting shit like this.
I thought that was the steroids.
Well, it's that too, obviously.
I'm kidding.
So
Feed Me More Nutrition, obviously. Available at feedmemore.com and on Amazon, guys. So if I'm the same way.
Incline bicep, incline bicep, lean back, put your arms behind you, curl upward and pump, but don't, and it'll burn, but you'll feel that stretch in your bicep, and it's helped me.
And what I will say on that to add into this for you, go ahead and YouTube the incline bicep curls on an incline bench, and you don't have to go back all that far. Also, make sure that you're properly warmed up on that. That really puts a lot of stress on that bicep muscle.
Yeah.
You really want to be that. You don't want to start off your first exercise with that movement. In my opinion, you want to get warmed up because it really, truly, it locks you in a position where you are really, really focusing in on that bicep. I do those quite a bit. It's they are a great tool, a great exercise to put into your exercise regimen. But YouTube it first. Make sure you understand the form. Make sure you're properly warmed up. And that's an exercise you're not going to go as heavy on as you will on other exercises.
Yeah.
But great advice, great tip by the Buckster this week.
What do you start your arms with? Arm workout. I don't want to do preacher curl. That's my first one.
That right now with my shoulder the way that it is, it's always preacher curl right now. But even then, it's usually I will more often than not when I'm healthy, it's preacher curl. Just start in. Just do 3 to 4 warm up sets just to get the blood flowing, to get the muscle primed and ready. And even when I switch and I go to a free movement like a barbell or a dumbbell movement, I'll even start at a weight that's a little lighter than what my working set is, just to get one working, like to get the muscle accustomed to without stressing it for the first time. Because that preacher curl is different than a standing bicep curl because your shoulders are going to come into play a little bit more on that. So I'll start a little bit lighter and then I'll work my way up as I go along. Just things I've learned over the years. So
very cool. So should we take a break and come back with the main event?
Well, I thought we had some questions. Are we going to skip?
Oh, fuck.
We have any questions? We don't have to do a lot this week. I like to get a few questions in there. I feel like the people take the time to write in. And were you able to? I have no social media contact, Pat. I don't know what's going on with anything.
I got a question.
So from Broken Lou, NYR 30. If the UFC offered you a ridiculous amount of money, would you put your other endeavors on hold to take a fight there?
We just talked about this right before we came back to break. If I was telling you now that, because we had the Bellator stuff earlier in the year, and I always love that the reports are, I asked for way too much money, but why shouldn't I? They're going to make a shit ton of money anyways. So I'm in a mindset, though, right now, and for the rest of my life, that I never want to work for another human being. Like, I really, truly enjoy just working for me. That I think it's the ultimate freedom in life. And whether you're a fighter or an employee, when you're a fighter, you're working for the promoter. You're not making as much as the promoter. It's just the way you are an employee for them. It's just the mindset that I'm in. I truly enjoy just being in charge of my life right now. But it's something I do have. I would be lying to you now that my body is feeling much better. There's more interest there now than there was before. Where last year I was hurt. I was not none of that shit. I just wanted to see what the fuck they were going to offer me. I just wanted to see, like, why the fuck wouldn't I entertain that? Yeah, what are you willing to offer? Yeah, I make more than I'm fine right now. No thanks. I'm feeling better now. I can't give you a straight answer on that. I like working for me, but it's something I do. There's a lot of things that do interest me in that field. So, but I can't give a straight yes or no on that.
I got a question.
From Bryce Johnston. Bryce Johnson on Twitter. Fandango says on Talk is Jericho, Ryback had smelly gloves in the WWE locker room. Is this true, big guy?
Probably, absolutely. The gloves, I sweat profusely in those things. That's especially early on before they started making them for me. I had to have my own gloves, so I had to use the same ones over and over. Even when I was up there, they only had a certain. So this was another thing, and I've talked about this. That whole thing when I was number 2 in merchandise in WWE, and you know how I feel about the WWE merchandise people, that whole thing. We've talked about this in the archives. They told me they were supposed to start selling my gloves that first year I was there, and they go, "Oh, we're not going to sell gloves. They've never sold." And I go, "Well, everything else of mine is selling. Like, why you're getting these gloves made for me? Why wouldn't you sell them?" Oh, gloves don't sell, but all that shit, everything we've talked about in the past, all that was in full effect. And so they only had a certain number of gloves they had made for me that I had to have last. Like I don't know if we had like 100 pairs, and in my mind, I'm thinking I'm going to be there forever. Well, I got to make these 100 pairs fucking last. So I tried to I would take a few pairs at a time and try to go like at least a month with them before I would ask for a few new pairs. And so, especially live events, I would wear the shittier gloves, and I'm probably 100% they smelled, no doubt. I have no issue with that. I was trying to make them last, but then when Roman and Paige, they made gloves for instantly, and I go, "Guys, I thought you said gloves don't sell," and they had no answer for me. So,
brutal.
Joe Hickey, fucking shoot yourself.
I got a question.
From St. Adams for England on Twitter. Do you and Pat have a favorite video game? Thank you for all the fitness tips.
I haven't played a video game, and I can't tell you the last time.
I've been playing Injustice 2 on the PS4 when I have a free moments. Okay, moving on.
I got a question.
What are your thoughts?
I take that back. Last year, after my ear and nose surgery, I remember the girlfriend at the time bought me a PS4, and because I thought I needed something to fill my time. And Grand Theft Auto, and I played it for maybe 20 minutes, and I go, Jesus, what a waste of time.
It's a great game.
I'm sure, it was fun, but I was just thinking, how's this going to help me make more money in life? Oh, it's not. So I just stopped playing it.
From the face of kayfabe on Twitter, what are your thoughts on Braun Strowman? Could this have been you if you were booked properly?
No, I think Braun is doing great with everything he's been given up there. We're two entirely different characters, and he's I shouldn't say entirely different. I mean, there's similarities, obviously, but I don't even think they come close to each other. In all fairness, and that's
okay.
I love Braun. I think he's done a good job, but I don't even think they fucking come close to each other.
I got a question.
From Dan, from UK WWE fan. Hey guys, do either of you recommend creatine? Also, my mother's going to Vegas on Saturday. Any recommendations for a place to eat? Love the show, guys.
Is she good looking?
I was saying that. That's what I was thinking of.
I'm kidding. I do use creatine. Crealkaline is what I'm currently. I will go for that for 2 to 3 months and then come off of it for a month or two, typically. And I actually use this brand, Pure Encapsulations. They are one of the higher quality ones that I prefer. I don't like to take the powder with the sugar and all that and whatnot. So, but yeah, definitely. I just think time on, time off as far as creatine. Do it for 2-3 months. Take a little time off of it and go ahead and hop back on.
Now, is it going to bloat you up at all or no? Is that a myth?
Some creatines do, and
really?
The Crealkaline has never done that. That's why I say the Crealkaline one is the one I prefer.
Okay.
I got a question.
From Paul Tomlinson on Penguin Man 5000.
These names, you're fucking really throwing these names at me this week.
Did you guys learn about the air fryer yet? And I'm pretty new to working out. What is a burpee? And is it good to try this for beginner? Well, you can YouTube a burpee, but full squat, full push-up.
We talked about that, yeah, before we went on the air. You got to do the full squat, full push-up. I have not checked out the air fryer. Have you?
I haven't. I'd still like to know what it is.
I
get it.
I'm
but
gonna put it in on Amazon here, and I'm writing it down on my paper right now by my scribbles everywhere. Air fryer, just so I look it up later. I'll probably buy it right after this podcast if it looks like it's pretty promising.
I got a question.
From Adam Duggar X on Twitter. I'm not sure when you guys look at questions, but can I get a good lifting
Right before the show.
Yeah, that's right during the show.
Yeah. This is all live, guys.
Can I get a good lift? Excuse me. Can I get a good lifting workout in 45 minutes? You guys both talk about 2+ hour workouts.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Good.
No, yeah. I mean, I think it's if you are on a time constraint, everything works and nothing works. You're going to get a better workout in 45 minutes than you will not going in. You just got to shorten the rest periods and you got to increase the intensity. You're not going to be able to do what you could do in a 2.5, 3 hour period. Whereas, like I do I take my time at stretching and warming up and doing my conditioning afterwards. You might not have time. You might have to do fucking, 30, 35 minutes of weights and go in, warm up, blow through your workout and do a hard conditioning. You might end with 50, 60 burpees or something like that and get the fuck out. You're going to be a better man for doing that than doing nothing. So that's my take on it.
No, I completely agree. I saw a really cool thing that Arnold put out once that he said that he can, even to this day, he can go to any gym and get more out of one exercise than most can get out of an hour. Meaning, like, he knows how to obviously do like muscle to mind relationship. Like, he knows how to actually do it correctly and get more out of one exercise than most people can get out of an hour. I thought that was really interesting.
Absolutely. It's all I talk about this. I've talked about this before, and when each rep and concentrating on actually working the muscle that you're trying to grow and strengthen and squeezing that muscle, and it's easy to go through the motion, but to actually put that extra effort in and really, really focus on that, which focus is something a lot of people today are lacking with social media and everything distracting our minds. Really, really focus in on everything. Get the most out of everything that you're doing. And Arnold's spot on that.
And those are the questions for this week.
Good deal. We'll go ahead. We'll take our final break of the evening, and we'll come back with our main event of top finishers and also the top or the worst finishers. Correct, Pat?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll be right back. If you're anything like us, you like to enjoy a nice ice cold soda every now and then, but you hate the empty calories and artificial sweeteners that come with it. With Zevia, you don't have to pick your poison. You won't feel awful worrying about the potentially stupid harmful side effects, because with Zevia, there are none. Zevia uses the all-natural sweetener stevia. It doesn't have any caramel coloring either. Ew. The result is a delicious and safe soda with none of the nasty stuff. Zevia has 14 flavors of soda, 4 flavors of sparkling water, and 4 flavors of awesome energy drinks. This is the naturally sweetened pop you and your family will crave. And Zevia is giving you the opportunity to try their products for yourself for free. That's right, for free. If you live in the U.S. or Canada, just go to Zevia.com/podcast and sign up. And they'll mail you a coupon for a free 6-pack. What are you waiting for? Head to Zevia.com/podcast and get your hands on some ASAP. Don't forget to tell them Mark for Life sent ya.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following segment is your main event of the podcast.
Okay, it's about that time for our main event segment. We just came up with stuff we're talking about finishers and the best ones, and I actually wrote down the worst ones. I don't have them in any specific order, but we can go back and forth on this. I don't know how you want to start this off.
Yeah, how many do you have?
I didn't even count. Let me see.
As far as or for good ones, did you have? I did 10, my top 10, and then I did an honorable mention.
I have 8, and I have an honorable mention or moves I like, and then I have
eight of each.
Yes, 8 of each.
All right. Well, we'll just go. I'll start it off. I'll do my honorable mention, and then I'll do my first one.
Okay.
And and then we'll kind of just go tit for tat, and you can give your best and worst with each one. I just did the best. I just did top 10 finishers. I didn't know we had a miscommunication on that, so it's or maybe I'll chime in as I go along if I could think of any off the top of my head.
Just a conversation. We'll get by.
Yeah, who cares? It's all fucking fake.
It's fake wrestling.
All right, my honorable mention is the curb stomp. I thought, and for me, my decision on the top finishers are finishers that have been protected. Guys that let guys just kick out of their finishers all the time, I hate that. Mm-hmm. And I especially early on in your career, I just think it's fucking, I don't agree with it. Personally, that's just my opinion on all that. So, but the curb stomp, I was a big fan of that move. I've taken it several times, and I thought it was
and it's safe, correct? I mean, I've taken it before from other people, but
absolutely, it knocks you out for 3 seconds after you hits it. But then right after that, it's like you're not too bad. So yeah, the curb stomp is my honorable mention.
Is that compared to the original curb stomp that Simon Dean used to do, and Paul Burchill?
Yeah, but with Simon Dean, Mike Bucci was the first one, right? He did it before Burchill even, didn't he?
Yeah, he stole it from Super Dragon, I believe. He would do like a kind of like a, I don't know, like it's like a leg lock, and then you can, pull the person over onto their stomach, and then pull back and.
Didn't they do it where I thought they were on their back, on their stomach, where they grab their arms behind their back and then put the back of their foot on the back of their head and then pick them up, and didn't they do that version too? Yeah,
the way Nova would do it, you almost like put the person in a leg lock first, and then you turn with them, so their legs are tied up while you're doing the pullback thing. Burchill just did it where he grabbed the wrist and pulled back.
Yeah.
And delivered it, but his was
I always
a
thought
different.
That looked devastating. I like Bucci put a little technical aspect into it too. So
I don't know why that went away. It's a great move, and it's safe. It doesn't feel dangerous at all. Like I don't know.
Was it something with kids? But I'm like, I to just pick a move, I feel like is really, really tough. Like because anything that you do in the wrestling world in real life can really fuck somebody up. Mm-hmm. If you think of, if you power bombed another kid in the street, you'd kill him.
Yeah.
Why just, I just think sometimes they give in to stupid shit. It's just like, well, control your kids better, people. Let them know that it's fake. They shouldn't be doing this. You can kill human beings with this. So, but it's what it is. My number, no particular order on this, kind of, but there is a little bit maybe of an order, but I always thought the Scorpion Death Drop was by Sting, was a very established finisher. I thought it was well protected over the years, and such a simple move, but it was so effective. And I like that finishers that are protected are what I like. So
yeah, and it looked like it hurt, and grabbing the hair and pulling it back, it just was really cool.
Henry Godwin with the slop drop, that was too. When he was no seriousness though. When he was having a little bit of a run. That move, that finisher was established, I felt like. So
I have an honorable mention for my list. I saw it for the first time today. Are you familiar with Kikutaro?
I don't know.
Okay, he's a Japanese wrestler, a comedy wrestler. He wears like a mask.
Okay.
One of his moves is go to shit, and so he picks the guy up on his shoulders like a go to sleep, and then he throws him back on his feet, and he just knees you in the butt. And it's just a comedy move, but I saw it today, and I thought it was very humorous.
That brings up an interesting point. I was thinking, I saw because Ricochet does, is it the Benadryller?
Whatever. It's the fireman's carry into.
And he just puts you right to your feet to give you a head kick.
Yeah,
I never understood that.
Yeah, I don't know.
The guy could just be on his feet. But it's a setup essentially, but. That just made me think of that. So,
okay, going from here. Sorry, I don't know. I blanked out there. One of my good ones. I'll go to a good one. I had the Banzai drop on.
I have that also.
Do you?
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. I thought that was legit, real looking finisher, and character and all this goes into all of this for me. This isn't just the move itself. So. Hell of a move.
Worst ones I have on my list is Mojo Rawley's Hyperdrive.
What is that?
It's basically Earthquake's finish. I don't think it fits him. It's fucking. It's not good.
Wait, hold on. Where Earthquake used to sit on the guy, right?
Yeah, hits the ropes, jumps up, and ass
Wait,
to
that's
the
his
chest.
No.
Yeah.
I've never seen him do that once.
Oh, sure, check it out. Unless it's changed recently, but that's his move, the Hyperdrive. It's a Earthquake splash.
Hold on. I can't even fathom this right now.
You're making me question myself. I'm almost positive.
I've never seen this guy do this move once.
Mojo Rawley Hyperdrive.
Unless he just has a huge fucking set of balls and a hammer on him, when it comes down, it just fucking hits you in the chin and fucking knocks you out.
I am watching this. Yep, he knocked guys down. He used to use the rear view. Yeah, oh yeah, it's just balls to chin, man.
That's what it is.
That's it.
Mojo's just fucking. That's Jesus Christ. All right, well then it's legit. All right. Another move I put was I've always been a big fan. Just Brock and everything that he does is the F5 because I think it's a great. They're just showing the power, and he's done it from small to big. And I think at the time it was a different move I remember when he first came in. You didn't see anything like it was new at the time. I
didn't see anyone do that before him. I don't know. I don't remember seeing that before him.
I would be interested in knowing the story if anybody knows on where the F5 originated, or if it was something because everything comes from something.
Sure.
Especially at this stage of the game, like in life, in wrestling, it's usually you are imitating something. It's hard to just completely reinvent the wheel, but I always thought it's a very fitting move for him.
A move I have on here, a good one that I think we talked about before, but apparently no one's ever kicked out of this move, and that's the old Doomsday device, even though it's a tag move. But no one's ever kicked out of the old Doomsday device, and I used to love it as a kid. That is
to me. I think a lot of fans today agree with that. I think there's too many people kicking out of finishes. Mm-hmm. I remember when I was up there at one point, there was something like, guys, no more kicking out of finishes. It's getting out of control. And that lasted for a little bit, and then it started all up again, all over again. And I remember, guys, Kevin Owens had just been up there, and guys are kicking out of his finish just pretty quickly. I just don't see it. Remember, when Shawn and Undertaker worked that first time, or their series of matches at WrestleMania? When Taker hit that tombstone and Shawn kicked out, it was special because nobody kicked out of the tombstone, or very rarely did anybody ever kick out of it. And it caught you off guard. Whereas now it's not as, and it's one thing if you save it for elite matches every once in a while, and tell everybody else, knock this shit off, figure out a goddamn a near fall. But everybody, they're doing it, we're going to do it too. And it's just Dr. Tom Pritchard says it best. You see an elephant fucking another elephant fucking, the first time you see it, cool. Second time you see it, yeah, you'll watch. You see that number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, 9 times. It gets old after a while, so.
All right, elephants fucking.
Elephants fucking.
One of the bad moves I had on mine, this is a little weird to put on here, but I thought about why I hate this move.
Well, we just talked about elephants fucking, so nothing's going to be weird after that, Pat.
Yeah, everything's an upgrade. So the Texas Cloverleaf outside of Dean Malenko. I loved when Malenko did it. He always wrestled. Obviously, when he had his big run, it was always with smaller size guys, so it worked.
Yeah.
But I feel like that move, ever since then, guys have, Sheamus has a lot of good moves that he's gotten over. Cloverleaf isn't one of them, and I don't think anyone successfully.
You know why that is, though?
It's tough to get guys in it.
But nobody beats anybody with it. When you don't, the guys will just do a move this is the problem in wrestling. Guys will just do a move to show people they know how to do the move. It's fucking fake. We can all do anything we want to do out there. it's getting the move over and actually using it to beat guys. And it's like me. I go, oh, I want to start doing a submission. I'm just going to start doing submissions just to show people I can do submissions. But unless you beat guys with it, that's how you get a move over. So Sheamus never beats anybody with it, which is why the move isn't over. Dean did. The move was over. And Dean is fucking incredible.
It's also a tough move to put on bigger guys to get to lock through, and like it's a tough move.
I'd like to see you put me in a cloverleaf, asshole.
It's tough. You got to it's painful, and
you
it's
see
just
my quads, my
so
ass.
That's on my my bad list.
All right, no, that's I understand that. I'm usually I try to refrain from putting myself on list, but my finisher has been protected heavily, Pat, as you know. Only one man has ever only kicked out of my finish. I've beaten many men with my finish. John Cena's been pinned by my finish, for those people that believe that it's real. Shell shock. It is only Big Show is kicked out, and that was I tried to fight it, and Vince wanted him to kick out when Big Show was getting his big Austin push, wearing the big leather vest out to the ring to fight Randy Orton during that run when Randy was the Authority champion.
I don't even remember this. Okay,
a lot of people don't, but I love Big Show, and I have no. If anybody's going to kick out of your finish, it's a 7-foot giant, and so I was okay with it, and that's the only one that's ever gotten through my fingers. God damn you, Big Show.
On my good list, another one, Red Arrow. I just think that I don't think anyone's going to one up that move. And I actually let me do good and bad. So huge fan of the Red Arrow because it's super athletic. I don't think you can one up it.
For our listeners, what is the Red Arrow?
I think they know what the Red Arrow is. It's obviously
not everybody knows.
Neville's shooting star corkscrew thing that he hits perfectly every time.
Pat, I'm not going to lie. I didn't know what it was.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
I don't know the name. I know Neville's move. I didn't know what the name of it was. I don't pay attention to that shit.
You and Neville worked before, right?
Yeah. I've taken the move. I don't know what it's called.
That's awesome.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm being honest. I'm honest about everything on this. People think I fucking lie all the time.
I don't really know why it's called the Red Arrow. I probably should.
I thought it was an amazing red move.
No, that's he had a lot of what was it? What was his moves? Goddamn. Code Red.
Okay. See, he had red in the goddamn. It made sense.
You're right. I'll give you that one.
Yeah. Fucking A.
One move I'm against, though, and I know
tie the story together.
A lot of high flyers are against this. It wasn't anyone's finish, but a double moonsault. A lot of high flyers are against it. I'm against it because.
Wait, why?
A double moonsault?
Oh, double moonsault? Oh, I thought you just meant a regular. I was.
Just do the extra.
Who does a double moonsault?
I've seen. I'm pretty sure Will Ospreay does it. There's a lot. I've seen a lot of guys. I've seen guys do it on independent shows that I don't actually know their names, like that are just doing it hoping to get credibility, which is I think why a lot of guys do it. But I've seen it many times, and guys doing double. There's one guy, Shinron was on.
I understand being a smaller guy that you're trying to stand out and get right. Like it's. I don't want to see bigger guys doing that,
but it's just one bad rotation. It's just not.
Until it happens, you never know. They think that people, until you go through something like that, you think you're indestructible. It's just.
Did you see the bodybuilder thing from last week? The guy that. So it's on my Twitter. Okay, so there's a real jacked up bodybuilder, African American dude that actually he could have been just African. I'm not sure. He's in the 168 weight pound class. And he's at some show, but he's in his little Speedos, and he's walking.
A wrestler?
No, he's a bodybuilder. So
okay,
he's at some place, and they announce him. He comes walking in, and like he's celebrating and just saying hi to people, and he decides to jump up and do a backflip, and he gets really high and just falls right on his head, and he fucking died. Like
really,
he literally like he landed right on like his head. They tried to resuscitate him, and he fucking died. I saw that. I was like, oh my God. Like, that's
what a lot of wrestlers don't know. It just takes one. When you're dealing with nerves, with your neck and with your brain, there's certain people that can go out there and like they're extremely talented. They have good conditioning and they've done it enough to have the confidence, but there's a lot of people doing a lot of that, and it's here and there is fine. It's just I think sometimes it's too much.
Do you remember my old? I don't know if you ever met him. He was my old roommate. His name was Brandon. He called himself Spiral. He was an OVW for a little bit.
I remember that name. He broke his neck, right, and was paralyzed. Yeah,
yeah. And
is he still alive?
He's. I don't know if he's learned to walk again, but he did a lot of dangerous stuff, and he's a good dude. But he's on. I see sometimes on YouTube these things about wrestling moves. He used to do a Styles Clash from a flipping one from the second rope, and of course fans go crazy. Everyone thinks it's cool, but I'm like, oh man, that's fucking pretty dangerous. And then he decided, I don't know if it was a double moonsault or I think it was a quote 720. It was a double 450 or a 450 with an extra rotation.
Okay,
and that's what spiked his neck, and he's a paraplegic now. This guy that fully functional dude, athletic dude, and that's it. It's so just not worth it.
Yeah, you have to. It's cool to do all that, and to be able to do all that. You could put it in. You could put something in here and there, but you want to make sure it's worth it. And again, a move like that, if you were going to do that on a big stage, there'd be a crash pad down, and you would have to hit that several times before you would even get clearance on doing that. And
sorry,
no, but it's sad that that's what people think that's what they have to do to make it, because you don't. But it's unfortunate.
All right, what do you got?
Hulk Hogan leg drop, I think, was just, and it's people are going to sit there and say that's such a shitty finish. No, it's not. It's one of the most over finishes. When he hits that fucking leg drop, you fucking believe that's the end, and that's because it's been established and over years, on years on top of years, and nobody drops a fucking leg on your fucking neck like the Hulkster.
All right. My next pick is a little controversial. I'm not picking best. I'm picking ones I like. And I like this, and I support this. Joey Ryan's penis plex.
Really?
I'm a fan of this just
we're
because
gonna go into a little bit of a top. We're gonna have a discussion, I feel like, here.
He's a good worker. He does something his whole persona is this character he plays. It's silly as fuck.
A sleazy character, yes.
And he's booked for that. He's making money with that outside of.
I love Joey Ryan.
But you're not a fan of the penis plex?
No, it's really tough. I don't know, because I saw Cornette's take on it with Mick Foley taking it.
Yeah.
And just ripping Mick apart and all that, and I was like, it's because it's entertainment, and the crowd is, but that, and it's not being done on WWE, or that's not being done on a major grand stage, so it's okay. I don't. It fits his character perfectly. It's just so nothing about. So here's my thing. And you look at Santino's Cobra and all that, and Mick Foley's Mandible Claw or Sacco. They're ridiculous, right? But they're at least physically doing something to you, causing pain.
Well, so is he.
No, you're grabbing his dick. It's not like it's electrocuting you or anything.
It's grabbing back.
But you can't physically see it grabbing back. Does that make sense?
No, I can understand where you're going with this. Yeah.
So that's the only thing, is that there's the disconnect from somebody tuning in. I'm looking at it. So I look at it. The wrestler in me loves it. Mm-hmm. Just from the regular person sitting back watching. Jesus, look at those two guys being gay. What's going on, sweetie? Why is he grabbing his dick like that and acting like that? That's really gay, sweetie. You like watching this? Does that turn you on, hun? Yeah? What? Like that's what I'm picturing going on. Like regular people shit right there, Pat. Like that's so, but I love Joey Ryan, and honestly, I have no problem with him doing the move. If he's making money doing that move, I'll never have a problem with any of that. I just look at it from that wrestling. What I don't see his dick is not physically causing harm to the other person. I need to know he has. I need a backstory on this. I need to know that his dick is fucking electrocuting you or something. Why is it electrocuting him? Well, he suffered this injury and all of his energy comes out of his penis, and when you grab it, it electrocutes you. He's never had sex. Like I need something more than just grabbing his fucking dick and then you selling it.
Okay. He needs a layer of character. I
need one other layer. That's all I'm asking. Give me one more layer, Joey Ryan. I love you. I've met him, and I think he's, I want him to continue to do this. But I need that backstory for me personally to buy into it completely, and I think Jim Cornette does too.
So, on my worst list, are you familiar with feline antics from Battle Cat?
No, I don't watch it.
Do you remember Battle Cat at all?
No.
You don't remember Brady Boone? He wore an orange orange and purple. He was a WWE guy. He was like he had a couple get over matches, and they just kind of killed it off. You should really. And he was very athletic, but
Battle Cat.
He wore a cat mask. He had a cape, I believe.
I feel like I've heard of the name before. I think you brought him up to me before.
He was very wrestle crap. They make fun of him for. So like, but it was a guy in a cat mask. They were going for like some sort of like ninja cat like fighter guy, and he was very nimble.
Why didn't that work?
Well, probably because of the finish. He did cool stuff, but listen, this was his end sequence. Okay, so he'd hit the ropes. A guy would go down for a drop down. He would cartwheel over them. So
we see that all the time now.
Now, here's what's funny, though. He's building up to this big move, but the cartwheel's first, which I consider somewhat athletic, because the next thing is he hits the ropes, and then he does the hurdle, like Mr. Perfect or Axel does, like the jump over.
Yep.
And then he ducks. So it goes from, like, cartwheel, hurdle, duck the clothesline, and then he does a very ginger Luthez press, and he pins you like a cat. And then he beats the guy.
With a Luthez press?
With a Luthez press. And then he gets back on his feet and he does a backflip to celebrate. So it's so... He does like athletic
Why couldn't
stuff.
he do the goddamn backflip into a Thez press or something shit to like dress that shit up a little bit?
I have no idea. So it's like counter. He does a cartwheel, then a hurdle. But
his
then
most impressive move is after the win.
Yeah, and he does a perfect backflip. But he literally beats the person with... And they call it feline antics. You know, he's just a cat, like, being nimble. Pretty shitty.
That is... I'm going to watch... What's his name again?
Battle Cat. I believe with a K. I think it's Battle Cat.
Writing this down on my scribble notes right now. Battle Cat. I need to watch this tonight. Multiple matches and just... So we can have a future... Yeah. And for my new gimmick I'm working on right now. The albino cat. With my bleached beard and fucking shitty haircut. All right. Next move. Jake the Snake Roberts, DDT. Also, I was a big fan of Raven's DDT, but back when a DDT was a DDT, and not a match on Raw where a guy grabs another guy. Jason Jordan grabs a guy and throws him into Matt Hardy. With it seemed like he didn't know something was unplanned, and Matt just acted on the fly because he threw him into a front face lock, and then Matt just DDT'd him.
I remember seeing that, and they went to something else right after that.
I was like, why don't you just grab his fucking arm and put it fucking do anything, just set him up for a small move. You just threw him into where it was like, what is he going to fucking suplex him into the ropes? I was like, God damn it. But it happens. So it's funny. But the DDT is a finisher, and I don't like that move being used outside of it. So
that was on my list as well. My favorite move of all time, I think, or as a finish, that as a kid growing up, was a Frankensteiner. Seeing Scott Steiner do the Frankensteiner to me was like the end all. It still might be my favorite move, just the way he would do it.
Scott Steiner, man, is a guy that was able to do. He could legitimately do anything, and as he got older and he got beat up, he evolved and he made his most money doing less stuff.
Yeah,
but he was. He's one of my all-time favorites. I can't. Fuck. I think he. It sucks that he has the WWE, and he'll eventually go into the Hall of Fame, because then you could do anything and say anything. It's all about money. So, but he'll go in eventually. But he's fucking talented, man.
One of my bad ones I had was the Iron Claw. Anyone that did a claw, I always thought was really, really, really. I don't know, because you feel like people would just do it at home and be like, "Wow, this doesn't hurt."
Yeah, unless you're like the Great Khali with his big hands.
Yeah, that can get away with it.
I feel like that's more believable because he could put that over when people meet him in person and see his hands, or and he grabs them and gives them a little pressure just to fucking let them feel it. But I was gonna add into this argument. For me, only two finishers come into my head right now that are the two finishers that have never gotten over is the full Nelson Slam, and Jinder does a variation of it, I believe. But they've just never.
I mean, I think he's getting over, but that move doesn't do him any
Yeah,
wonders
no,
at all.
I think he's done a tremendous job in the role that he's been put in. But the move is just not the move. There's something about it that just doesn't work.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's like forgettable. It just feels like it's not special at all.
It never has been. That's why, and that should be a thing. Quit. Just use it as a near fall, and let it be used like a fucking suplex, like everybody else. Just whatever. It's never reached that level of getting over. So, all right. How many more do you have here? Let's go ahead and I think I got 4 left.
Oh, maybe I skipped ahead. I only got one of each. So
Jesus. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and let me go through a few here, Pat, and we'll. People might be shocked at this, but I think the pedigree has been a move that has been well protected over the years.
Yeah, sure.
And I remember being a kid and seeing it, and it was different, and it was. I think it's held the test of time. So the pedigree made my list. Tombstone Pile Driver, also on my list. I think, and strictly by The Undertaker, character-wise.
What about Mongo's? You weren't a fan of Mongo's Tombstone?
No. I'm not saying it was. I just think it was that The Undertaker made that move what it was. And it made my list. Number 2, I'm going to go with the RKO Diamond Cutter, and I think it's a move that is it's well loved by the masses. It's gone viral online. It's something that it looks different, and it's a move that gets the guy over. I feel like.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What do you got? I think it's obvious.
No, probably not. I think we had different ones. So my worst one, the worst of all time, is the Yeti bear hug or the Yeti hug. Do you remember that?
Yeah, why is that your worst of all time?
Because it's the worst fucking move of all.
Drains the life out of you, man.
I guess so. The best one.
You ever been in a real bear hug, Pat?
Yeah, but even that one.
Wait, hold
really
on.
Look
You
like
have?
Not a real bear hug. I mean, wrestling bear
Wait,
hug.
hold on. Time out. No, I just asked you. Have you ever been in a real bear hug? And you just go yes, like off the top of your head.
I was thinking wrestling terms. No, I've never had a man put me in a bear hug. I've put the Wizard in a bear hug once or twice.
I feel like that was okay. That's where I was going with all this.
Yeah. That was a thing. Probably made about $1,000 doing that. But
he ever put you in a bear hug?
You know, he would get a little.
Hey, Pat. Is it okay if I just give you a squeeze?
Yeah, and it would feel like a kitten, like he has no strength. He's weak.
With a little baby erection. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Keep going.
My top one, I think, and I like it for a weird reason, is Flair's figure 4 leg lock, and here's why.
Okay, I wasn't expecting this.
Didn't really necessarily beat a lot of people with it, but the fact is, the move was always over. people could get out of it, and it never lost value. He did beat some people with it, and I don't know. It was just a thing where it's like but to me it was weird that that's his finishing maneuver, but rarely would he beat someone with it. Yet the move was so incredibly over, and people getting out of it actually didn't take away the validness of the move. I just thought it was a unique kind of thing to have.
You know what I think about that is too, is that if anybody at home puts that move on, it really fucking
hurts badly.
Yeah. And the move has credibility more so than a lot of other wrestling moves. Mm-hmm. And it's not that difficult unless you're the Miz first learning how to do it, who I love, which had a little bit of trouble. But it's one of those moves that as a kid, like that's the first move that you do is that fucking figure 4 leg lock.
You know, Norman taught me a good trick where I can get the figure 4 on anybody. Because the hard part is a lot of guys aren't.
Like to see you get it on me.
I guarantee I could, because a lot of guys, the thing is when you
give me a few drinks first.
When you push the leg down and make it the 4 and get your other leg over, people have a hard time bending their leg, and they're big or they're not flexible. So what Norman showed me is that there's a way when you put the figure 4 on, you twist the first leg, turn it completely onto your hip, and what's going to happen is it's going to make the leg that you bend to cross over and put your leg over. If you go on your hip, his knee is going to dig into the canvas.
Yeah.
And pushes it up more, and then you cross over, and then you go back. And so I always use the ring to push the guy's leg up more in case he's not flexible, and it always works.
Norman is a genius.
Yeah.
That man, he'll have a job for life with WWE with the knowledge he instills in human beings down there. So he's lasted the test of time down there, where they've gone through different regimens and different people. He's the one thing that has remained the same in WWE developmental. So, and there's a good reason for that. My number one move it's a lot of people's number one move is the Stone Cold Stunner. But my reason for it is the move. It was protected for many, many years, and him and Rock kicked out of each other's finishers towards the end and whatnot, and a few other people. But it's a move that was so over and fit the character so greatly that I don't think anybody could take that move over. Not yet. Mm-hmm. It's at that point, and I did a variation of it with the backpack stunner, which I'm not going to do anymore because of my back. It's just not worth it. And I know he's had back issues. And there's a girl in NXT that does a top rope stunner.
I think when you do the top rope, it does yours, and doing the top rope thing makes it a little bit of a different move, but nobody can flat out do like a regular one again.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying I was just talking about back issues.
But
that girl,
issues. Yeah.
Because I was doing it with the other guys weight on me, which was really, really fucking up my back, and I didn't know it. That girl's jumping, and she doesn't have the weight of another person, but she's jumping off the top rope to her ass.
Yeah.
And I don't think she realizes the amount of damage she's gonna be fucking crippled by the time she's fucking 40. You feel, I feel fine now, I'll be fine. I thought the same thing. It catches up to you eventually. I feel like that. You got to be careful. Those ass bumps are the worst bump I think you could take in wrestling. And but greatest finisher of all time.
All right.
All right. Anything else from you this week, Pat?
That's it, really. Check out creativeprowrestling.com, wrestleproonline.com. You want to get a t-shirt for the old podcast, but I'm on all social media platforms at Buck Never Stops.
Guys, I'm at Ryback22 on Twitter, the big guy Ryback22 on Instagram, and Ryback247 on Snapchat.
I'm going to cut you off before we end. I just want to say thanks everybody for a great year. I want to give a big thank you to everyone that listened. Huge thank you to Shining Wizards Eddie for editing this show.
We love you, Eddie.
Would not be possible to be here without you. And that's all I got. Sorry, pal.
Yeah, no, it's thank you guys. Absolutely thank you for everything. And also a shout out to Nate at Takedown Piracy. Nate at takedownpiracy.com. He's done a great job with us on getting rid of all the YouTube videos, not giving us credit and everything. And guys, if you're going to put the podcast up and you're going to put clips of it, give credit back to the podcast, right, Pat?
Yeah, give a link, do something. Someone wrote to me today saying, "Hey, I got taken down. Please restore it." It's like, no, you took from us.
Yeah,
Stop doing that.
You're taking thousands of listens, and you're not giving people a source of where you're getting the information, a link back to the podcast. So that's it for me this week. Guys, thank you for listening. You have just listened to another episode of Conversation with the Big Guy.